2412.
Veteran crisis hotline's calling in, so they have a female veteran off her medication. She's at work to safe haven. Detective 12, take a check that one out.
6 Rumble, 2 start taking shots.
Also still staying stock. Offender in custody. Please step forward. Thanks. Anyone else close by this first, let me know. 10-5, sir. 33.
33. I'll let supervisor know that I have a case report with an arrest attached.
Possibly with the daughter. Step out with this. Also still staying stock. Offender in custody. under custody.
Oh, you gotta love that saxophone. That saxophone. I love that saxophone. Good evening, everybody. I'm so excited to say StreamYard must re-up their contract on feeding the ducks music. It no longer hits me on YouTube. Played it last night. It no longer hits me on YouTube, so we are good to go again to play Feeding the Ducks and have that space age funky beat playing in the background. I miss it. It's nice to have it. Crazy day for breaking news. Holy crap. And there's even more to get into this evening. We'll get into that right away. And then we got a lot of good stuff for Idaho4 tonight. A lot of good, interesting conversations. So we'll go ahead and say what's up to everybody. Thank you for hopping in. And then we'll get into the breaking news section. Kansas City 3. Something's going on in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. If you haven't heard, I'm not going to talk about it because it's pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered. But, man, that's some crazy shit. But we'll get into that KC3 breaking news and all that good stuff. What's up, Caddy? Good evening, Jess Smith. Hello, good evening. I apologize. I wasn't able to be on this morning. Last minute bullshit. So I'm assuming I will not be on tomorrow morning as well. So we'll see. We'll see what I can do. 49er girl, ticket number 12. It's got to be done soon, you know? Ticket number 12, good to see you. Jess Smith, ticket number 13. And then I imagine when they do my side, it'll probably just be a day or two. But they don't work past, 5 o'clock or whatever. So I'll still always be on at night. It's just during the day. This fire restoration BS. What's up, Cian? Thanks for explaining. I think number 14, ticket number 14, Moonlight Rays. What's up, Jess Smith? Ticket number 19, Moonlight Rays. How are you? Some interesting stuff. Moonlight Rays, is there such a thing as a AA for true crime? Like a what would it be called? What would it be called? We'll have to think of something. Oh, I know. My sinuses are kicking in the last couple days again. It's just all over the place. Drives me nuts. Katrina, ticket number 14. Dana, ticket number 15. Unfair justice for sure, and it seems to be happening. I know. Even with this Kansas City case, it's like, yeah. When we heard that the Ricky Johnson's father and mother were going to be talking to the prosecutor today, they had a big meeting today. So we'll be getting into that too. Last night they said that they have an important meeting today with the prosecutors of Platte County. So I'm pretty sure they're probably going to wait until these autopsy results come back. If not before, if they don't figure it out before. But once some autopsy results come back, and I think they do their ruling, if it's not before then, that's when another agency is going to take over if they do. Because then if it comes back with a finding that doesn't make sense, then they can take over. They can take over right now if they want to, but they have to have proof that the investigation really is botched. So I think it'd be kind of hard right now, unless they're being pushed with a lot of pressure. Then I think they'll go ahead and do it. But usually in that case, they will typically wait for LE to come up with a conclusion, and then they will kind of explore that. What's up? They had magazines. I know. And you know what? It doesn't make sense is it's 2024 and we have shit like the LE in Kansas City, you know? Since minute one, man. Since minute one. I don't know why people are saying everybody's just blaming Jordan. Ain't nobody just blaming Jordan. Shit. I said it on the first show. I was like, look, I don't bash, but when I do, it's because of shit like this. What's up, Jess Smith? Ticket number 13. Okay, Miller, what's up? Seriously considering creating an ID4. There you go. ID4AA. Ooh, that coffee's hot. I'm sorry. Ticket 14. Oh, this is, yeah. What's up, Debre? Ticket number 16. How are you doing? I suppose I should probably hurry up because I'm like 20 minutes behind in my damn chat. I'm trying to think of ways to shorten up the intro too. Just shave off like a minute and a half or something. What's up, Sussin? You know, I was thinking about Mary. What's up, ticket number 19? Like I said, it's kind of interesting when the shoes. Well, I left this on a comment, but I'm like, it's kind of interesting when, you know, it's another sex, because I was talking about how I was back in December of 22. That was when I was really getting bashed from other channels for, you've been talking about the 8-hour gap. It's like, yo, it don't make sense to me. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And now, now everybody's like, hey, well, duh, you know. Maybe you just didn't want to get bashed back then. Because I was coming from, I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this shit? I'm like maybe a month old in the show, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit with these people, man? Like, what if that was your friend? Wouldn't you? Like, what if that was your friend? What do you mean? Go ahead and talk shit. I don't give a fuck. Detective Ticket 22. And then I left a comment. It's kind of interesting when the shoe is on the other sex, right? 4:32 p.m. in the West Coast. How many people from the West Coast watch me? Because maybe I could plan on like doing a little bit of a later show. I thought it was mostly East Coast and across the pond. If you're from the West Coast, let me know. I don't know how many West Coasters, just a few. Let me know if you're from the West Coast. What's up, Dixie? How you doing? Katrina? What's up, Janet? Ticket 26. Moonlight Rays. What's up, Rachel Smith? Oh, look at all those emojis. I love it. It's like cartoon in the chat. What's up, Creatrix? How you doing? What's up, Moni? No shenanigans. What's up? Yeah, how many are from the West Coast? I'd be interested because I'll switch up my time. I could always do like a... But then the East Coast, man, that's late too. What would be the best time for y'all, you know? Would you guys... How would I do that? Because I could always, instead of doing split shows, I could always do like 7-hour. Let me see what. I'll have to. I got to think about like. I want to be here. I want to be on all the time, honestly. That's why I like doing the morning shows and the night shows. But with this restoration bullshit, I haven't been able to do a freaking 2 shows in a row for 3 weeks, and it's driving me nuts. What's up, Unravel? Ticket 33. What's up, Cheryl? Ticket 36. I'm thinking about making a trip to St. Louis, too. Going to get some footage. Charlie Brown, ticket 37. Would you guys want me to go to St. Louis to where all that shit went down? Don't confuse me with the music. I love the saxophone. What's up, D. Marie? Ticket 38. I think it just gives that chill vibe. You know, you get the beat with the saxophone mixed in between, and you're just like, roll the windows down. Wow, Fallon, that's crazy. What's up, Teresa? Hello. Collateral Damage, ticket 42. Yes, Mama 5. I was gonna put another little breaking news video thing, because that was like my first one that I did where I wasn't on a live. Because usually, like when I make my highlight videos, they're always from a live. And then today I was like, man, this shit's too crazy. And I was so like, I've never really been the type. It was crazy. I never really been the type of person to like make those videos, you know. I'm always just live on the fly, and then you know, like that. But today it was crazy because I was sitting here at my desk and the breaking news came out. Shout out to the mods and Kelly. Um, the breaking news dropped, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna, I'm gonna put a little video together. Man, this is too crazy. I don't want to wait until, it was like, what, noon at the time or something when the news dropped. And I was like, man, I don't want to wait to have the community have to wait until tonight to find out about this. So I'm like, I'm going to make me a little video. I'm going to make me a little video. The first, you'll notice if you go through all my videos, this is the first one that I really actually like sat down to make a video where I wasn't on a live stream. It was very unfamiliar territory. And it was crazy because that little 2-minute, what is it, like 2.5 minutes or something? It was crazy because like it literally ended up being like 27 minutes. It literally ended up being like 27 minutes long. And then it's because I messed up so many times. It was so unfamiliar to me. I messed up so many times. so out of the 27 minutes, 2.5 was what I was really trying to make. It was crazy. I felt like, fucking Ron Burgundy or something, just like, unique New York, like, it was nuts. It was crazy. If only there was a live feed when there's not a live feed, right? Camo, ticket number 44. SW Firefly, ticket 30. What's up? What's up, Bianca? So that was the first one. Crimeaholics Anonymous. There you go. What's up, Holly? I'm not far from Bucks. You know what I'm saying, Holly? And it was on YouTube. It was on YouTube. What's up, Patricia? Oh, thanks. CSA. Oh, what's up, Sea-Dog? I'd like to have you on sometime. Shout out to you on Twitter, too. Hold on one second. Let me get the contribution call out. Thank you for your support, Sea-Dog88, for gifting a membership. Give me 1 second, and I got to scroll down and see who the lucky person is. SW Firefly, there you go. Go enjoy. Seriously, make your own playlist because you're going to scroll through from the first and then the first like month and a half I was horrible with titles, but after that, I got better. Yes, Jordan is in rehab. What's up, ticket 33, Nina? The rest is for what? Okay. Yeah, rehab. Golden ticket number 51, Mary. Thank you for hopping in. Did they talk about unsealing documents? I must be overlooking it. Well, it was about... What the heck? The last court hearing, was it about unsealing documents? It was about the grand jury indictment. It was about the change of venue, which is the paperwork that we're going to be reading tonight. When it comes to unsealing documents, that was denied in the beginning, was it not? Maybe I overlooked it, but I thought in the very beginning, he said he was going to deny that. Steve W., ticket number 52. Did everyone else see AT? Yeah, we got the documents coming up here in a minute. We got a couple things to go through with the KC3 real quick, and then we'll get into that stuff because we got a lot of all that right there. for tonight. Aaliyah, what's up? And that's just from prep from today. That's it. Mama number 5. Yeah, CJ, you can't leave us hanging. It's not. Aw. What's up, Kimo? Ticket 48. I don't know what happened, but went out briefly in my ticket number. Yeah, crazy. YouTube. They need to fix their shit. What's up, Just Mom? Thank you for your kind words. No, I don't. Not really. I've checked it out before. What's up? I'm on the east side of that, Jess. What's up? I'm in Seattle. Nice. I was just out in Washington a few months ago. Beautiful place out there, man. Beautiful. What's up, AG? Seattle, well, not Seattle, but Washington State is freaking gorgeous, man. Sandra, ticket 47. What's up, Thriving Mama? Good evening from Idaho. Oh, you're from Idaho? Cool. I was just out there. It's beautiful. What's up, Easter Coaster here, but stays up late? Oh yeah, LR. I stay up. It's like I was telling. I stay up too damn late, and I get up too early. Fucking YouTube channel, you know. Work. California here. We eat about 6. Oh, tacos. I'm in Idaho. It's mountain time. Pacific Standard Time as well. Oh, it's a good mixture. Did you guys hear about the yeah, the Bucks County dude? Yeah, that's what I was talking about. But you know, what's up, Patient Cook? Yeah, you know, it's all over YouTube, but it's all good. Maybe like on a Saturday night or something, you know. What's up, Darkling? It's one of those Saturday night kind of shows, you know. Whew. What's up, Shonda? Dude, you didn't even have to. You didn't even have to, man. You didn't even have to. Now watch, I can't message you. Ain't that some shit? They wanted him to verify, to pay to verify his account to message me, and I'm like, dude, I'm not even verified. What are you talking? What are you talking about? But it should be fixed now. It should be fixed. I was like, Elon, I don't know. Maybe he noticed it and fixed it or something. Because I was able to send a message. What's up, SM? How you doing? Freaking all the social medias, you know, YouTube. Shit, half the time I'm not getting nothing on Instagram. Did you see that the guy put? Yeah, on YouTube. On YouTube. Yeah, crazy. All right, give me 1 second. We'll do the switcheroo. Get into this breaking news real quick, and then we'll get that change of venue, Doc, and then we're going to get into some Lindel Lane and some other vehicles, too, with my own footage tonight. Oh, yeah. All right. So the first thing is these freaking ads. I don't understand it. What do I got to do? What do I got to do? Kansas City Chiefs fan who hosted watch party where 3 friends froze to death checks into rehab. If you would like the link to the article, here it is. Let me turn that beautiful beat down. Man, I'm so happy that we get to play the Space Age funky beat again. Oh, man. I missed it. Yes. Yes, Jess. Yes. And it was on YouTube. It was on YouTube. But moved down to Boise. I think that's where the change of venue is happening. That's what when this last court hearing was taking place. And thanks for joining the community. When this last court hearing was taking place, it's like, yep, that change of venue doc's coming because Bill Thompson just gave his own argument for the change of venue. So I'm not gonna bore you with. Basically, it's the headline. You know, somebody had dropped a message in the highlight video I dropped earlier today. I thought you were going to talk about the rehab doc. No, it's just the title. Everything else is going to be the same stuff we've already known since the first day. So, Kansas City Chiefs fan who hosted watch party where the three friends froze to death checks into rehab. Says is facing his addiction head on. After the shocking loss of three of his close friends under the extremely tragic circumstances, he recognized that he had a problem with alcohol. Without elaborating on the exact nature, immediately he checked himself into rehab after leaving his home and putting his things into storage. And then it continues to tell you the same stuff we already know. So, yeah. All right, the next thing is, give me 1 second. I'm going to share this. Let's go ahead and shout out AG instead. So shout out AG on Twitter. Here's the Twitter feed link. If you want to go hit that heart and hit that retweet, show some love on that post. Give me 1 second. There it is, Wapiti. Contribution call out. Thank you so much for your $1.49 super sticker. Let me see what it is. What is it? I can't see it. Hold on. I wish StreamYard would show it. What is it buildings? It's like blue background with a blue icon. It's hard for me to tell. What is it? Let me know. Let me know what it is. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, that sucks. It's a castle. Okay, thank you. They had a blue with a blue, and I'm like, what? And it's like this big on my phone. I wish they'd show it on StreamYard. That'd be nice. That's one thing they need to do. So if you guys ever join those StreamYard shows where they take questions and suggestions, and I happen to not be in one, do me a favor. Drop a message. Say, hey, can we have the super stickers animations show up on the screen, please? That'd be so sweet. Sent you the link about number 5 text and friends. Ooh, nice. Thank you. On Discord. Speaking of AG, this is AG's post on Twitter. Star Ticket 73. It's all good. Miss you too. Kelly Ticket 75. What's up? Jethro Ticket 74. And a golden ticket number 61 from Lynn T. Thank you for hopping in. Discord. All right. What's up, Kelly? All right. So this is statement of Platte County Prosecuting Attorney Eric Zond regarding 3 bodies found on January 9th, 2024. This is from the Platte County Prosecuting Attorney in Platte City, Missouri. 64079. 3 people were found dead on January 9th, 2024 outside a residence in the Kansas City portion of Platte County. The Kansas City Police Department is actively investigating those deaths, and my office is assisting KCPD with that investigation. KCPD is currently awaiting autopsy results, which are dependent on toxicology tests that may not be completed for a few more weeks. My office has a decades-long agreement with the KCPD, and KCPD responds to media inquiries while a case is under investigation. In the event a case is referred to my office for prosecution, my office will then respond to the media. So they're saying KCPD does respond to media inquiries even while a case is under investigation. So that's basically saying, guess what, KCPD? You better start saying something, because we've had this long agreement where there's transparency with what's going on. And if you don't want to be transparent, well, we might have to come down yonder and take a gander, right? That's what it's saying to me. Come on down yonder and take a gander. Another gifted membership. Hold on one second. Thank you so much, Seed Dog 88 for the gifted membership. And look at that. Seeing Davies got it already. Got the membership already. Seriously. Make a little separate playlist. ECJ members only. Start from the beginning and then just make your own playlist. Trust me. There's a lot of good shows in there for just the members. Been doing this for a little over a year now. And we got some interesting stuff in there. What's up, Robert? Ticket 7-7. And if you remember, check out, even if you don't watch the whole episode, if you remember, check out last Sunday's OJ25 members only live that we had, and watch the intro and let me know if that would be something you would like to have for a members only show, like a couple of them. You'd probably take 2 or 3, but let me know. All right, so the next thing is this right here. And this is some crazy stuff. So this kind of gives you a little bit of the idea here. So here's this link. This is from Alex Capriello on Twitter. Al Caparari 23 with the handle. Thank you, Star. Here's that link if you want that. Show some love on there. Kib Kitty, contribution call out. Thank you so much. And the gifted membership, Thriving Mama. Damn. Make sure, click the little gift icon in the top right. Make sure you have the gifting turned to on. Just in case. Make sure it's turned on. Stopped by the medical examiner who is performing the autopsies of the Kansas City 3. An investigator there said there is a major backlog from other cases they are responsible for across the Midwest. Basically, there is no more urgency in performing these toxicology reports than any other case that comes across their desk. That's why they want to end it so quickly, you guys. Freeze! Wouldn't give me a single other detail specific to the case, but the investigator told me they follow all best practices for autopsies. Here are some of the details I was able to gather that would be relevant from the case. Hello. You got prosecutors. We got too much work. This one looks like it's not foul play 100%. We got too much work. we've been asked to look over here. We're going to take over now. You know what I mean? Fraggle Rock back here, you know? We got asked to look, like, come on. This is so fucking predictable. Wouldn't give me a single other detail specific to the case. So it says right here, a complete autopsy is necessary for optimal interpretation of toxicology results, which must also be considered in the context of the circumstances surrounding the death, medical history, and scene findings. Blood, urine, and vitreous humor, when available, should be retained in all cases. Blood from the femoral vein is preferable to blood from other sites. A toxicological panel should be comprehensive, including those different things that we've all talked about, including some other ones added onto that. Interpretation of postmortem concentrations requires correlation with medical history, scene investigation, and autopsy findings. If death is attributed to any substance or combination of, whether as cause or contributing factor, the certifier should list all the responsible substances by generic name in the autopsy report on the death certificate. Screening tests alone offer weak evidence, are subject to false negatives, and are inadequate for establishing a cause of death. Therefore, the panel recommends performing toxicological analysis for controlled substances on all descendants for whom one or more of the following circumstances are true. Decedents. Drug-related deaths are often complex, requiring thorough investigation for a homicide, at the same time assigning undetermined as the manner of death. As the manner for the rare cases in which evidence exists to support more than one possible determination, that is, where some evidence suggests accident and other evidence suggests unalive or homicide. And they ain't doing their homework. So right there, you see everything that's involved when it comes to a homicide, when it comes to substances, and when it comes to suspicious activity, or three dudes being out in the backyard. One's on a chair, one's on the ground, and the other one was probably about to make it through the door, trying to, like, who knows? Just trying to make it. Probably the last one, you know? The dude in the chair probably first, then the guy on the ground second, and then the dude that was by the door third. You know? Each one right after another. The two dudes, oh shit, the guy in the chair, and then you know? What's up, old hats? Watch, that's how it happened. Watch. Because why would only one person be sitting in the chair? I bet you two people were sitting in the chair. One dude first in the chair that ended up being in the chair. Then the dude in the other chair got up and went with the other guy, and they were heading to the door, but he dropped, and then the guy that was by the door dropped. Watch. And you know what's going to be crazy is if they're not doing this shit the right way, good luck. Them families, man, them poor families. Old hats, what's up? Ticket 78. Pamela 79, thank you. It don't make sense, does it? So I thought that was interesting as well. Here is a video. Definitely, if you're on Twitter, follow me. Because I do retweet the stuff that I do bring up in the shows. I do retweet these before we bring them up in the shows. Here's another video of the backyard. This is from that Alex Caporale 23. So here's the link for that again. And this is another video of the backyard here. See, everybody wants to say that he passed away in that chair next to the door. You know, people want to say that he passed out on the chair next to the door. Think about what I was saying. What if dude was in the left chair? Because remember, it was the porch, not the back door. It was the porch. So what if the dude was in this chair, the other guy was in this chair, and the other guy was standing there in the corner, and then this guy, something happened. So the guy in this chair got up, and the other guy started to walk in, and then the guy that was in this chair, boom, on the ground. Because they were on that cement slab. So there's a new video there. Also wanted to share the timeline. I'm going to share that with you guys here. So here is the timeline. If you'd like to have the timeline, and this will give you the timeline of everything going on. So there's that for you. Nice little, comes in handy sometimes. And let me see what else. There was a Law and Crime episode. Let me see how long it is. And then we're going to get into the Idaho 4. Sigma Chi is live streaming right now. Okay. It's like 15 minutes. Yeah, let's just check this out real quick. When I think is it Joseph Scott Morgan? And then we'll get into that. Let me see here. News Nation has a video out. Yeah, 15 minutes. And then we'll get into the whole Idaho 4 stuff.
Won't be around to see the big game. Did they freeze to death, or was it something more sinister?
Yeah, this case out of Kansas City is arguably one of the more baffling cases that I've come across this year so far.
Joseph
even in
Scott Morgan.
By that standard.
Forensic death investigator Joseph Scott Morgan says there's still many unanswered questions in this case.
Did anything occur within that home that may have led to this? Did they ingest something? Did they smoke something? Was something injected?
Something.
And absent that, then there's going to be a long road to go down.
To predict where the case is headed, we have to head back to the start when a group of Kansas City fans got together to watch the last game of the regular season, the Chiefs matchup against the Chargers on January 7th. The group included 38-year-old Ricky Johnson, 37-year-old David Harrington, and 36-year-old Clayton McGeeney, who had all attended high school together. The night of the game, Jordan Willis hosted a watch party that the trio attended. Willis was renting a home on the north side of Kansas City. A fifth friend was also at the home that night, Alex Weimer Lee. He also went to high school with the group. According to Weimer Lee's attorney, he left the house at about midnight when the other men were watching Jeopardy. It wasn't until 2 days later, on January 9th, when the
Jeopardy. Come
bodies
on.
of Johnson, Harrington, and McGeaney were found outside.
No, because they're overloaded. I want to say shout out to Kelly because she emailed me a bunch of documents and reports. When was it? Like 5 days ago, about the crime index and the homicide analysis and all that stuff. They do have a lot of crime, right? They really do. There's a lot of homicides going on in St. Louis and Kansas City. Lot. But I mean, come on. This doesn't take your seasoned veteran to figure out what the hell is going on in this case, you know? I mean, it's not like you know what I mean? Like you could be a rookie and figure this shit out, you know? I don't understand it.
It's super bizarre because, you know, what you don't think about is 3 apparently healthy guys. I don't know anything about their medical history, but
What's up, Sandra?
You know, they're in their 30s, robust males.
What's up, Market Betty 83?
All of a sudden, all 3 of them
Yeah.
drop dead, roughly in the same, approximating one another. I mean, not separated by yards or miles, but by feet, in an enclosed backyard.
It was McGeaney's fiance who raised the alarm after she hadn't heard from him in several days. She found his body in the backyard of the home after noticing his phone pinged in the location. The bodies of Johnson and Harrington were also recovered. The whole incident left behind just one sole survivor, Jordan Willis, whose attorney says he was asleep.
So she got the ping, huh? That's interesting.
For the 2 days after the game on January 7th until the bodies were recovered on January 9th. He says he fell asleep and was asleep for 2 days. Didn't notice these dead bodies outside because he was
Tell us,
asleep.
Joseph Scott Morgan.
What do you make of that? What would cause him to be asleep for 48 hours?
Yeah.
The answer to that question, I think, is potentially the same agent that worked upon the individuals in the backyard. You know, how in the world?
Yeah. I don't know why I even said it in other shows. I don't know why. Because the dude had a tolerance compared to his buddies. Come on. That's why he fucking was knocked out for 2 days and his buddies were out. Because he had a tolerance. He probably got close to death too, you know, if you really think about it. But when the LE is saying that we're too busy, maybe you are, but fucking pretend you're not, you know? I know it's hard, but really, how hard is it to pick up your fucking phone for 2 minutes and say, man, we're doing everything we can. We understand. Even if you want to say, it's 100% not foul play, so you don't have to take your investigators away from something else to go do this. That's bullshit. Fake it or something. You know what I mean?
How in the world does someone lose 48 hours of their life? I don't know that he was, you know, because when you're doing a death investigation and you begin to try to understand the dynamics of the environment in which an individual is in when they're found, you have to consider everything. So was there some kind of an agent that he could have ingested along with them that would put him into the same state? However, his one saving grace, and this is, I'm just hypothesizing here, but if we look at this from this perspective, his one saving grace is that he was sheltered. He was in an environment that is going to maintain that core body temperature.
So far, investigators in Kansas City have said that this is not a murder investigation. They're saying that Jordan Willis is not a suspect in this. He's been cooperative. No charges have been filed against him. There's no suspicion of foul play. Is that accurate? I mean, did they jump to conclusions? Should they be taking a closer look at everything that potentially there is foul play?
Speak it,
There's
Joseph.
a checklist that we go through as death investigators, and what I teach my students at both the university where I teach and police academy is that every death is a homicide until proven otherwise. So I wonder from their perspective, because I'm not there, I wonder if it met that standard. And so they've checked homicide off of their list, and now they're kind of going down the list till they're going to land at a location that seems reasonable.
What sort of fact?
No, it's called they didn't want to take off their investigators. It's you know what's happening. He just can't say it. I would. He can't. I would.
Would go into them proving that it wasn't a homicide already this early on.
Well, I think probably the most glaring thing, first off, where you're going to start is absence of trauma, presence or absence of trauma. So is there an indication that any of these individuals may have been beaten, subdued, or sustained any kind of injury? We haven't heard anything like that as to this point.
So why would Johnson, Harrington, and McGeaney act so out of character? The big question mark for me, though, is that these three men went outside and they didn't come back inside. If they were chilly, if they were feeling cold, if they were having any of these symptoms, they could have just walked inside.
They probably were trying.
Part of this story.
They probably were
trying. So it provides us clues in this particular case. Where
think about it. One's in a chair, one's on the ground, and one's in the porch. Think about it. What kind of questions are these? Joseph Scott Morgan, I'd love to have you on the show sometime, sir. We'd have a real conversation. Screw all that fucking bullshit questions. Let's have a real conversation, you know? Let's have a real conversation. All right, shout out AG. Want to say thank you for this. And check out what it says right here. Now, we had heard a bunch of rumblings about it. But there it is. Waymer Lee also reportedly texted other friends about substance use at Willis's house during the watch party. A neighbor said they saw two of the friends arriving at Willis's house with 2 30-packs of beer. So it says Jordan Willis recognizes he has a problem with addiction. As the mysterious case continues to unfold, Jordan Willis has recognized that he had a problem with addiction, and he immediately checked himself into rehab after vacating his home and putting his things into storage. Remember when I came out with that video a few days ago where Jordan Willis had a statement saying that for drastic safety measures, he needed to move out, and that's why he skipped the funerals? It wasn't because he wasn't allowed to come. It wasn't because he wanted to, maybe he did want to fucking move the fuck out. And maybe the parents didn't want him to come. But that's not the case. Because it's always been reported that Jordan skipped the funerals and moved out for safety reasons. And you know what that safety reason is? The safety reason is going to rehab. Now, who's to say that the dude was fucked up, like we've been saying, somehow had a higher tolerance to substances? That's why he didn't pass away. That's why he got up. Maybe somebody breaking in his house is what woke him up, and he got scared, and that's why he didn't answer the door until police showed up. And maybe this dude was just spiraling down a path, and maybe he invited his friends to go with him. Remember, tolerance. Maybe this dude was just on a spiraling path, and this is where it caught up to him. You know, you're driving that vehicle going 150 down a 60, and you can keep going that fast. You can keep going. Now, how long you make it, that's up to time. That's up to reality. But eventually, if you keep going, eventually it's gonna come. And it's probably the situation for this dude right here. Living it up, spending money, buying his friends, being the man, you know, because you're paying for everything. You're the man. And it just got more and more and more and more and more and more and more. And then all of a sudden, this fateful night took place. And a lot of people woke up. They're like, what? It's not remote. It's right off a major highway. It's right off. Ticket 78, thank you, old hats. It's right off a major highway. So when it comes to the shady, yeah, he's shady, the fifth guy's shady. I mean, look right here as we get into it. Because it said right here, according to a source close to the family, Willis is facing his addiction head on and the passing of his friends because it was an enormous wake-up call, right? You're driving that car 150 and you're thinking you've made it so far and you're still going, ain't nothing stopping you, and then all of a sudden, boom! Interestingly, the attorney didn't mention what types of substances the group might have been using. While the completion of an autopsy and the toxicology reports will answer more questions surrounding the passings of Ricky Johnson, David Harrington, and Clayton Magini, a neighbor did state that they saw two of the friends arriving at Willis's house with 2 30-packs of beer. And Weimer Lee also reportedly texted other friends about substance use at Willis's house during the party. Dr. Caleb Alexander, an epidemiologist at Johns Hopkins University, said it is plausible that substances played a part. It's one thing for a person to tragically end up in a snowdrift after leaving a bar, but it's a completely different story for 3 people to end up passing sitting on somebody's back porch after a party. Either intentionally or unintentionally. Did they play a part? It certainly could have, and we've all discussed it. And that's what it seems like, right? Like I've been saying, right, you guys? Right? All these new ideas that are popping up now, we've all been saying this shit the whole time. Our community, that's why I appreciate you. We may not be the biggest voice, but just wait until we are. Then they'll be like, damn, that freeze is a motherfucker. So thank you all. Appreciate that. Looks like there is another video.
When did they die and why did they die? Autopsy and toxicology results are still pending in the deaths of 3 Kansas City Chiefs fans who were found frozen to death in a backyard 3 weeks ago. The backyard was behind the house of a man named Jordan Willis. And just moments ago, we learned that Jordan Willis has reportedly checked himself into rehab for substance use disorder. The friends had all spent the night at a football watch party, and 2 days later, they were found dead in the backyard of Jordan Willis's home. Willis says he had no idea his friends' bodies were out there. He said he was sleeping on the couch with noise-canceling headphones on the entire time. Police say they have no evidence of foul play, but the families of the victims aren't buying it. Today, the families met with the district attorney assisting the Kansas City Police Department with the case in the hopes of getting the deaths investigated properly. Joining us now is Alan McGeaney, the cousin of one of those victims, Clayton McGeaney. Alan, thanks so much for joining us, and I'm so sorry to be meeting you under these circumstances. This has been so frustrating for all of you as you wait for some sort of information, and every single family member we've talked to says they're not getting any.
Nope.
Yeah, it's been a slow process. We really haven't got a lot of information. It seems like anytime we've gotten anything, it's been more from the media that has helped us out than from the police themselves.
Well, you were working, so you couldn't go to the meeting today, but Clayton's fiance, who was the person who found all three bodies, was at that meeting. Tell me what they were all going in hoping to hear.
Yeah, I think we're just trying to get a little bit of movement on it. You know, as far as the current, as far as my understanding, the current police force that's on it hasn't really been doing much of an investigation. So I believe that they're trying to work with a new, and again, I'm not entirely sure of all this. It's all pretty fresh, but they're working on getting a new prosecuting attorney on the case, and maybe get a different group of officers out there to do the investigation.
That's right. What were we saying? Watch, and that. Hey, guess what, guys? There's other agents. Yeah. We know this, man.
Your cousin,
we know this.
Your cousin Clayton was only 36 years old. He was strong and healthy. What do you think happened?
Yeah, we got it, Charlie.
At this point, it would be total speculation.
Shout out, Mom.
So I wouldn't. I have my guesses. You know, I think it'd be foolish to assume that there wasn't.
Yeah, we got it.
Jordan has checked himself into rehab. So I mean. Drugs being involved, yeah, I would imagine it's drug related.
Yeah, I mean, no judgment, but did Clayton and his friends use drugs recreationally? Do you know what kind of drugs they would use at times?
Yeah, you know, I couldn't speak on that personally. You know, we worked together pretty regularly, and then the weekend stuff that the guys did, you know, I didn't really spend too much time with that. You know, I had family and 2 kids and running a business, so I couldn't really speak.
He doesn't want to say, okay? Let's be honest. He doesn't want. I mean, it's PR, but he doesn't want to say. He knows, but he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to say. You can tell. You can tell. He knows. He just doesn't want to say.
And, yeah.
Not to say anything bad, and that's, you know. I mean, let's be honest. It's right. If it was your family member, you probably would be like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm too busy with 2 kids. No, you fucking know, dude. You fucking know. But no harm, no foul. You know what I'm saying? No harm, no foul. That's what the autopsy report's for.
Yeah, you worked with Clayton every day, along with one of the other victims, Ricky Johnson.
They know.
So
you just don't want to say.
Monday morning when they didn't show up, you must have known something was wrong. 2 of them not showing up.
Yeah. Ricky doesn't work with me regularly, but he has a huge construction background. His family has a construction background, and when no. You Ricky in that.
You misunderstood him, Danny. He said they're getting the prosecuting attorney to try and help get new people to investigate the crime, is what he really said. Not that they're getting a new attorney.
and I talked to
a new prosecuting
earlier on that Sunday afternoon at about 7:30, and we had plans to work together on that Monday. And yeah, no call, no show, which is that doesn't happen from Clayton.
Bottom line, Alan, are you frustrated that the Kansas City Police Department had ruled immediately that there was no foul play involved? Do you still think there's a possibility there was?
I mean, you'd have to define foul play at first. You know, a couple guys hanging out, and then one of them, you know, I don't know if that would be considered as foul.
Sir, it's foul played when there's substances involved and there's somebody that gave it to him. Because it's not brand new. It's not brand new that people who are part of the transaction get charged. It's not new. The country's been dealing with this epidemic for a while. One of the reasons those people are starting to get charged and have been getting charged is to try and slow down the epidemic. See how that works? So when there's substances involved and there's 3 dudes, one's in a chair, one's in the ground, one's by the door. Yeah. It's called foul play in my book. Shout out April. Thank you so much. Contribution call out for the super sticker. Give me 1 second and see what it is. How's it going? The prickly pear. Chilling like Jackie Moon from Semi Pro. That prickly pear singing Love Me Sexy. If you watch Semi Pro, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, I love that show. This is crazy. Okay. So we're going to go to this one now. I'm just going to, you know what? Just in case he says something.
But negligence, absolutely.
I mean,
All
this.
right. Alan McGeady, I hope you get answers soon. I know this has been an incredibly painful time for so many of the family members, but the not knowing has got to make it 1,000 times worse. Really hope you get those soon. Thanks for talking to us today. Thanks so much.
Okay. Yeah, it was over. All right. So here's this on Twitter. I'm telling you, every show is just breaking news, breaking news. We're already an hour and 15 minutes and we're still on breaking news. So if you want the link to the other video, here's the link for that. And we're going to move on to this little clip here. And then we're going to get to the Idaho4 documents. We're going longer than what I anticipated.
A lot of times I'm hearing that David Clayton, and Ricky were like brothers. Jordan was kind of off on the side.
Mm-hmm.
True.
What's up, Kevin?
Chemist, bro.
Jordan's what?
Jordan's a chemist.
Yeah.
They all knew him as that. It was easy for them to go have fun, but he fucked up.
Whoa! Whoa. Now this guy knows, right? Holy shit. Really? Ads are going... What is it with fucking YouTube, man? What is it with YouTube and these fucking ads? Half the time they go crazy and half the time it's cool. Shit, Lynn, it's like 10, 15 bucks for 1,000 views. It's like 10, 15 bucks for 1,000 views. That's what I make a show. Like if you want to be real about it. Like okay, last night's show, I got paid $25 for ads. Because it hit 2.5. Mostly it's like 1.5. So therefore I'm only making like $10 to $20 on a video. And those are like 4 fucking hours, you know? It's like 4 or 5 hour videos, you know what I mean? And you get like 10, 15 bucks. It's a bunch of shit. And then they don't even fix their shit. So sorry about that. All right, here we go. I apologize. I turned the music down too. Listen to what he says. Holy shit, this is crazy. Oh my gosh.
A lot of times I'm hearing that David
Listen.
Clayton and Ricky
Listen
were like
to
brothers.
this.
Jordan was kind of off on the side.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Jordan's a chemist, bro.
Jordan's what?
Jordan's a chemist. They all knew him as that. It was easy for them to go have fun, but he fucked up. He made a mistake.
What did CJ say the first day? What did CJ say? What this guy just said? Could you hear it okay? Did you guys hear it? Yeah, well, TikTok usually gets a shit ton of views already. Yeah. TikTok usually gets a shit ton of views as it is. That's why most people will go to TikTok, but I like my fine wine. Can you guys hear it? This is crazy. This is crazy. Oh shit. Here, I'm gonna mute me and I'll mute the damn music because this shit is wild.
A lot of times I'm hearing that
No, I can't.
David Clayton and Ricky were like brothers. Jordan was kind of off on the side.
Mhm.
True.
Jordan's a chemist, bro.
Jordan's what?
Jordan's a chemist.
Jordan was off to the side. So he said the other guys hung out a lot. Jordan was off to the side, and his response is Jordan's a chemist. Now, the last guy that we just watched, the last guy, he's like, I'm too busy with 2 kids and this and that. Bullshit, bro. You don't want to say what this guy's saying right here. And this guy, no harm, no foul. Like I said on the previous interview we watched, no harm, no foul. No harm, no foul. This guy right here, they need to. This is the guy you need to talk to right here because he's being real as fuck.
A lot of times I'm hearing that David Clayton
Really?
and Ricky were like brothers. Jordan was kind of off on the side.
Mhm.
True.
Jordan's a chemist, bro.
Jordan's a
what?
chemist,
Jordan's
bro.
a chemist. They all knew him as that.
They all knew him
It
as
was
that.
easy for them to go have fun, but he fucked up.
It was easy for them to go have fun. You know what that means? It means it was cheap or free. Day one. Day one. He's got his own tolerance because he's not giving it to his friends for them to be guinea pigs at first. No, he's going to try it on. He's going to try it himself. Day fucking one said this. Gonna try it himself. The friends couldn't handle it. CJ, why are you talking about substances being involved? Because it's fucking real. Some of the nasty fucking comments I would get because I'm referring to substances. It's like, yo, I'm sorry. There's a thing called street smarts and a thing called book smarts. Most usually only have one or the other. You either got street or you got book. When you got both of them, you're a motherfucker. Crazy shit. Phantom contribution call out. Hold on 1 second. Holy shit. Thank you so much for the 20. Hold on a minute. Kevin Kraft, Star, Jethro, Lucy Lou Who, Floral Oak, Gina, J.A.B., Skittles, Tanel, Aaron Estes, Oh Snap, Rhea, Unit, Aaron, Bama, Nojabski, Alibra's mom, Becky, Commercial Zone, Doc, Rolo. Damn. Thank you, Phantom. Phantom, one of the OGs, been there since the very beginning. Shout out to you, Phantom. Appreciate you. It's been over a year now, Phantom. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy, Phantom? It's been over a year now that we've been on this show. It's crazy to think how far we've come in just a year. Where I was at a year ago. Isn't it crazy, Phantom, where I was at a year ago? Where we're at today? It means a lot. Appreciate that. Love you too, Phantom. Isn't it crazy though, Phantom? Where we were a year ago, right? Crazy. Yeah, he said Jordan's the chemist, yo. I'll play it one more time and then we'll let the whole thing play through because it is crazy. This is the guy you want to talk to. And you can tell he's telling the truth too. Look at his face. You know he's telling the truth. Just like the other guy we just watched, you knew he was bullshitting. This guy, you know he's being real.
A lot of times I'm hearing that David Clayton, and Ricky were like brothers. Jordan was kind of off on the side.
Mhm.
True.
Jordan's a chemist, bro.
Jordan's what?
Jordan's a chemist.
He didn't say off to the side. He said Jordan's a chemist, bro. He probably even had some fun with Jordan's shit too, you guys.
They all knew him as that. It was easy for them to go have fun, but he fucked up. He made a mistake. Jordan was the chemist. He's a scientist, right? He does what he needs to do. Now, to use my cousin, my best friend, as a guinea pig? No.
Oh, so he never, nuh-uh. He said to use my cousin as a guinea pig? What? No way.
Jordan was the chemist. He's a scientist, right? He does what he needs to do.
He does what he needs to do. You know what that means, people? Holy shit. He does what he needs to do? That means he... Holy fuck. That means the dude was making his own shit and he was fucking selling it, you guys. That's code word. That's code. Oh, thank you, Susan. Shout out to Law Officer Andrew D. Myers and Laney Law. That's code, people. That's code. That's code for I'm just telling you what he's doing without fucking telling you. And if you know, then you know. And if you don't, you're just going to be like, oh, he just does. Okay, sure. But if you know what that fucking means.
Have fun, but he fucked up.
Whoa. Man.
He's a scientist, right? He does what he needs to do. Now, to use my cousin, my best friend, as a guinea pig? No.
What about Alex Lee? What do you know about him?
I know.
Yeah. Any idea that he might?
Wow, did he just grin?
Idea that he might.
He is. Look at that. He's grinning. Now he said, now about Alex. Oh, shit. I'm hearing grief. Please don't spread what? What do you mean? Spreading what? You're hearing it from these people themselves. What are you talking about? The dude that you're saying is griefing is the one that's saying the shit that we've been saying this whole time. What are you talking about? Body language speaks volumes. Yeah, he knows what's up, right? Typically. Right? This is crazy.
Any idea that
he was
might have
grim.
bought drugs?
Hell no. Hell no.
Jordan was one.
What do you think, AG? He said, hell no. Jordan was the one. What do you think, AG?
So you don't think any more attention should be paid on Alex Lee?
Alex Lee is a good man.
Oh.
Alex Lee is a solid. He was one of their best friends forever.
Wow.
Jordan is somebody that is known from high school as like creating drugs for people to make them feel better in certain situations. Okay,
What?
you want to do this? Okay, I'm gonna make this for you. I'm gonna make this for you. I'm gonna make
What?
this for you, and handing him out.
Hmm.
The police are doing their job.
Whoa.
If it takes time, it takes time. I will never tell them they're not doing what they should be doing. They're doing the best they can. It takes time because you want it to be correct at the end of the day.
Mhm.
And that's what I hope is when at the end of the day it comes out.
Wow. What a interview. What a interview. Yeah, that's where we got the link, was from Twitter. Damn, what an interview. I mean, I got to listen to it just through again one more time. This is crazy.
A lot of times I'm hearing that David Clayton and Ricky were like brothers. Jordan was kind of off on the side.
Mhm.
True.
Jordan's a chemist, bro.
Jordan's what?
Jordan's a chemist. They all knew him as that. It was easy for them to go have fun, but he fucked up. He made a mistake. Jordan was the chemist. He's a scientist, right? He does what he needs to do. Now, to use my cousin, my best friend, as a guinea pig, nah.
What about Alex Lee? What do you know about him?
I know.
Yeah. Any idea that he might have brought drugs?
Hell no. Hell no.
Jordan was one.
He said, hell
So you
no.
don't think any more attention should be paid on Alex Lee?
Alex Lee is a good man. He's a good man. Alex Lee is a solid. He was one of their best friends forever.
No, he's
Jordan.
shout out to him
is
for real.
somebody that is
He's
known
being
from high school as like creating drugs for people to make them feel better in certain situations. Okay, well, you want to do this? Okay, I'm gonna make this for you. I'm gonna make this for you. I'm gonna make this for you, and handing him out.
Hmm.
The police are doing their job. If it takes time, it takes time. I will never tell them they're not doing what they should be doing. They're doing the best they can. It takes time because you want it to be correct at the end of the day.
Mhm.
And that's what I hope is.
So wow. Right, Sandra? This is the most shocking out of all the shocking so far when it comes to any of these interviews from families or loved ones. Holy shit, this guy is being real. Shout out to him. At least he's fucking saying what he feels. You know what I mean? It is what he feels. It is his opinion. But at least he's stepping up and saying something. Like, that's awesome. Shout out to him. Because he's just being real. He's just being fucking real. No, he ain't 100%. No, not him. No, it's the other dude. Hey, yo. Hey. Right, Aaliyah? Damn. Shout out to this gentleman. And he said he was doing it since high school. He said he was doing it since high school. Yeah, when there was something wrong, you know, somebody be like, hey, man, well, let me try and make you this. Let me try and make you this. He was doing that shit since high school. Yo. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of this new interview? This is crazy. Please hit the like if you haven't yet. And if you're new to the show, please hit the subscribe if we've earned it. And make sure all those bells are hit to on so you don't miss any of this. This is crazy. All right. There is a new News Nation video out there, but we're not going to go to it. It's this one right here, and I'll share the link, but we might maybe I think it's going to say the same stuff that we've already came out with the breaking information already. We're already an hour and a half into the show, and it's been breaking. Damn. This is just one after. Wow. Crazy. Yeah, you did, Holly. Shout out to him, man. That's crazy. And then if you want to rewatch it, just come back to the show and go to the hour and 20-minute mark, and you can watch it as many times as you want full screen. And you can actually hear it. Man, that's crazy. All right. We are going to get into this new document here. Let me hit refresh just to make sure. There's only one there. Yep, there's only one there. So we're going to get into this document here. This is the new document. And let's throw that new document screen up there. Boom. New documents. Motion for change of venue. We knew this was coming. She even said it during the court hearing that they had it in the works. They just didn't know the right time to do it. And it was kind of interesting because I think she kind of set up Bill Thompson to kind of say what he said. You know what I'm saying? It's just me. Brian C. Koberger, Brian through his attorneys, and hereby moves this court for a change of venue. By this motion, Brian requests a jury pool from outside Latah County. This motion is made pursuant to 5th, 6th, 8th, and 14th Amendments to the U.S. Constitution, Idaho Constitution. A fair and impartial jury cannot be found in Latah County owing to the extensive inflammatory pretrial publicity allegations made about Mr. Koberger to the public by media that will be inadmissible at his trial, the small size of the communities, the salacious nature of the alleged crimes, and the severity of the charges Mr. Koberger faces. Enlarging the jury pool will not do anything to overcome that persuasive prejudicial publicity because Latah County does not have a large enough population center to avoid the bias in the community. Further, the size of the community and the interconnectedness of its citizenry is problematic and will prevent a fair trial and impartial pool of potential jurors. It's everything that we've said, and it's the damn truth. Mr. Koberger, Brian through his attorney and his counsel, requests an opportunity to be heard through evidentiary presentation and argument no sooner than the end of April 2024. So, in the next 3 months, Judge, can we please discuss this change of venue? Why did she say April? Because she probably knows she's going to be waiting 3 more damn months to get anything like she's waited over almost a year. I think it's premature of Ann to do this right now. Why do you think that, Christine? Well, if this pro bono person was going to do it, wouldn't they be there already? Like, wouldn't he have said okay? Why would they turn down help? What's up, Tracy? Yeah. Well, it's all obvious stuff, and it's true. Prejudicial bias. It's not a large enough population. The interconnect, like I always say, this person and that person go to the same Denny's on a freaking Sunday afternoon. That's how it is over in any of those small communities, you know? It's just how it is. You just don't file with discovery open and trial date so far up. Maybe do you think maybe she's jumping the gun before Thompson can do something, Christina? Does that sound does that sound logical? Like she's trying to do something ahead of the prosecution because she knows that the prosecution is gonna be trying something sneaky to keep it there. Like, what was that other, Lewiston? What was that other place Thompson said? Was it Lewiston or something? What was he saying? That's a good question. Maybe not until trial, Crime Solver? Maybe before trial? No? I don't know. That's a good question. Damn, that's a good question. So does BK does he go to a new jail if the venue gets changed? Does he go to the current jail where the trial is going to go? Oh, really? Really? Yeah, I know. It's been how long? Yes, he will be moved. That's a good question. Ooh. Ooh. Does the judge change if it's a different court? You guys are coming up with some good questions tonight. Yeah. Yeah, that too, Brett. New judge? He won't be moved, probably transported daily. Yeah, appeal. Yeah. So the judge would. Interesting. So more than likely. And he will be moved. So if it is a change of venue, then he will be moved. Oh, okay, Crafts and Crime. So even though the change of venue, the judge don't. Well, that's good because wouldn't you have to start off like almost day one again if there was a new judge? Right, typically. Only for court, not permanently. Yeah, like he would stay at the current until the trial, and then he would be transferred or whatever. I hope. You know? Hope. Yeah, it is. Let's see here. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Look at this. Is it Kelly? How do you pronounce that for sure? The Y-E. So here's this. She just shared it with me on Discord. By the way, it is the best way to send me any information because while I am doing a show, I get a little blurb. in my ear, and it comes in very handy. It makes the transition go like that. So it says mandatory. The judge must change the venue of a trial. And this is from the Idaho.gov. The judge must change the venue of a trial when it appears by affidavit or other satisfactory proof that the county designated in the complaint is not the proper county, which motion must be made no later than 14 days after the party files a responsive pleading. Objection to change venue. Upon a motion for a change of venue under subsection 2, the court may consider an objection based upon subsections 1A or 1B. The court may deny an otherwise proper motion for change of venue under subsection 2 if it finds that an impartial trial cannot be had in the proper venue, or that the convenience of witnesses and the ends of justice would be promoted by retaining jurisdiction in the county where the action is filed. Uh-oh, you know what that means then, people? It's not going to change. They're not going to change it. Yeah, they're not going to change it. Right here. This is what it's saying. They're not going to change it. You know why they're not going to change it? Because according to this, because how many of their LE are going to be witnesses? Okay? It's not moving. It ain't moving. Because how many other LE are going to be witnesses, and they're going to claim that if they got to go to another venue, it's going to affect. What's up, American Princess? They're not going to change it. They're not going to change it. Because of the witnesses, because the witnesses are LE. Because if it finds that an impartial trial cannot be had in the proper venue, or that the convenience of witnesses and that's what they can deny it on. They can deny the change of venue if it finds that an impartial trial cannot be had in the proper venue, or that the convenience of witnesses and the ends of justice would be promoted by retaining jurisdiction in the county where the action was filed. Yep. That's a good one too, Shonda. Man, this is going to be drug out, isn't it? Because they're going to be like, well, because both sides will have an argument. Both sides will have an argument. The defense is like, yo, we can't, what they're stating in this motion for a change of venue. And then you got the prosecution on this side, and they're going to have the argument as well. Well, like, how many of them are witnesses? I guarantee you 3/4 of them are LE. You know, or experts. But I'm saying when it comes to the general population, to a profession, whether it's an expert or LE, you know why they have 400 witnesses. Most of them are LE. This is crazy. Why is the prosecutor telling us about people knowing in Mexico? What? I hope they move it. It needs to be moved. I'm not so hopeful though now. Shit. All right, give me 1 second. What else do we got for you? Man, what a crazy interview from that dude, yo. That was nuts. All right, let me see what else we got. I thought I had something. Okay, and this was a new article from today. Yep. So this is Kevin Reichert, and this is the new article today. When it comes to this is the University of Phoenix, Idaho deal, and the judge rejects Labrador's open meeting lawsuit against the state boards. The state board had a lawsuit trying to be put on them regarding the closed door quote meetings and open meetings and all these other things, all this other stuff that they were doing in the background because even though the University of Idaho and the University of Phoenix had their own little buddy system going on where they're like, I won't tell mom on you if you don't tell mom on me, right? They had that little buddy system going on. I'm not going to tell mom if you don't. So then they still have to talk to somebody, even though there was a non-disclosure agreement on both sides. When both sides blame the other one, they still had to be in conversations with some people of the state board in order to, get some of these things to go through. So some of those people on the state board meetings were in private meetings, and so they wanted to push an issue and be like, "That's not cool," That's not cool. So just a little bit on this University of Phoenix, Idaho deal. Then we're going to get into this Lindel Lane and this other stuff too. An Ada County judge has rejected an open meeting lawsuit against the State Board of Education, a potential breakthrough for the $685 million University of Phoenix purchase. The state board reasonably believed the University of Idaho was vying with other bidders for Phoenix, justifying its closed-door discussions. The reason they were blaming these closed-door discussions was because they were claiming that there were these other entities and businesses that were interested in acquiring the University of Phoenix. Bullshit. And that's why they had to have the closed-door meetings. But when you see anything that's been asked about it, well, we just heard from the Mr. Green. We just heard from the University of Phoenix. We didn't. We just heard. We just trusted them. So Scott's ruling clears one major obstacle blocking the U of I's proposed Phoenix purchase, a complex and controversial deal university officials hope to close early this year. U of I officials have long said the purchase would provide the U of I with millions. It's a bunch of bullshit. Meanwhile, Scott's ruling also figures to reverberate in Republican Party circles. Remember that guy? Oh yeah, I got a special video to start off too when we get into some of our stuff. I forgot the things they don't want to tell you when about moving to Idaho. Speaking of, and they did say it's a red state, right? Republican Party circles, it appears a high-profile setback for General Raul Labrador, who filed the lawsuit in June, and a victory for Governor Brad Little and his appointed state board members. Governor Brad Little was pushing this crazy, and now he's actually getting some traction. The case itself centered on an obscure section of state open meeting law. Working in concert with U of I lawyer and its in-house counsel, state board members discussed the possible Phoenix purchase in closed-door executive sessions on March 22nd, April 25th, and May 15th. Before publicly supporting the deal in a May 18th public vote, the three closed meetings were based on a little use clause that covers the competitive purchase that pits the state agency, public bidders, and other states or nations, which means I'm not going to tell mom on you, you don't tell mom on me. I'm going to hide my shady fucking background of all the stuff that I've been doing, and you need the deal to go through, and everybody else is declining it when it gets to the public. So we need to keep it quiet for you. So you rub my back and I rub your back, and we're good. During a 3-day trial before Scott last week, Labrador's team argued that the state board did not ask for specifics about competition, instead taking U of I President Green's word about the marketplace, and the market changed on April 24th, Labrador's team argued, when the University of Arkansas trustees voted to reject the Phoenix purchase, and that's what we're saying. They rejected it, and this is one of the major universities that they claim was in the running to purchase. The university was Arkansas. The state board's legal team said competition was a recurring theme in the discussions. Of course, you got to say, hey, other people want it. Shh. And board members were told Phoenix wanted to partner with a public buyer. They also argued the board and Green had reason to believe Arkansas was still in the Phoenix sweepstakes. He wanted to think that so he could keep everything quiet. The court decision is not the final step in the Phoenix purchase. And for the U of I in Phoenix, a non-binding deadline looms in 4 months. The U of I's accreditors still must sign off on the deal. U of I connected nonprofit must finance the purchase. They don't even have the nonprofit ready in order to purchase the frickin' University of Phoenix. Like, you don't even have it ready. So if you want to hear more about it and read more about it, here's the link. Here's the link for the article. And we're going to get into this. I've had this video for quite a while. If you guys remember, when I made the video and bring a jury from another country, I don't know. Probably not. No, you probably got to be a citizen. I'm pretty sure you have to. So if you have anything you want to send me, go ahead and send it here. Now, if you guys remember the video that I was discussing, if you're an outsider, you better change your tags. You better change your license plate. Here's another video for you guys. The things they don't tell you.
Last few years, there have been a lot of people who've decided what's going on in their state is not acceptable, and they need to find a place to live that better aligns with their beliefs and values. So they look at a place like Idaho. But no matter how much research you do, there's always going to be some things that people don't tell you about a state. So in this video, we're going to talk about some of those things, and hopefully by the end, you can decide if Idaho really is the place that you want to live or not. To another episode of Living Life in North Idaho. My name is Trent, and I've lived in this area for 30 years. If you're interested in knowing more about what it's like living, eating, working, playing, and buying real estate here in Idaho, this is the channel for you. Go ahead and tap the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so every time I come out with a new video, you get notified. And guys, every single day, I have people just like you that have been watching these videos, and they're interested in knowing more about what it's like living in Idaho, or they're serious about getting moved to Idaho and they just need someone to help make that happen. That's why my team and I are here. So if you are serious about getting moved to Idaho, reach out at the phone number or email address listed below. Day, nights, weekends, it does not matter. We love helping people get moved to this beautiful place. Now, let's dive into some of the things that they don't tell you about living in Idaho. For a lot of you, you're looking at moving away from the city. You want to live somewhere rural, but what does it really mean when you live rural? Well, there's a few factors you have to remember. One, when you live rural, you are going to be driving a lot more. Even though you'll probably be in the car about the same amount, the distance you'll be traveling is more. So you're going to be burning more gas. You're going to be putting more miles on your car. There's more wear and tear. You're also not going to have cell phone signal everywhere you go. There's a lot of places out here that you just don't get good cell phone service. And if you are living rurally, that means that if your car breaks down, you're on a rural road, it might be a while before someone passes you who can help. And if you can't get a hold of anybody, that can spell some trouble. It can make some people very nervous. So the people out here, they're a little more self-reliant. We know how to take care of ourselves. And it is a skill set that you're going to want to learn if you're going to move to Idaho. Now, another factor that a lot of people forget about when they want to live rurally is internet. Internet is pretty much a part of our daily lives. And when you're out there in a rural area, internet is not always available. Sure, you can get Elon Musk's satellite Starlink internet, but if you have to have a really strong, reliable internet connection, that might not work for you. And it's not available everywhere. It's something that you really do need to check in or reach out to us and have us do some research to find out if Starlink is available in the area you're looking. There's also the factor of weather when you live rurally. When you have bad weather and you're way out there from town, those roads, those are county roads. And a lot of times those county roads, they're the last to get plowed, if ever. So you're responsible to clear your driveway. And sometimes you're responsible with your neighbors to clear the road to get to your driveway. So living rurally sounds really good, but it's not always all it's cracked up to be. You really want to consider these factors before deciding that, yes, I want to live in Idaho and I want to live in a rural spot. Another factor that people forget about living in Idaho, we do have a lot of wild animals. I've mentioned in a lot of other videos, we have deer, we have moose, we have elk, bear, cougar, wolves, coyotes. But another animal that I have not mentioned yet, and a lot of people don't because they are kind of rare, is the wolverine. No, not the X-Men character Wolverine, but his character is based on this animal. It's closely related to a pine marten. They're a smaller, lower to the ground animal, but they are ferocious. They're known as kind of a gluttonous, tiny little animal because they eat so much. And there are stories of them taking down grizzly bears. Now, these are not big animals, but you can come across them. And if you do, you want to book it as quick.
Yeah, because I bet them things would tear the hell out of you. That's what a wolverine looks like? That's what a wolverine looks like?
No, not the X-Men character Wolverine, but his character is based on this animal.
What the hell?
Closely related to a pine marten. They're a smaller, lower to the ground animal, but they are ferocious. They're known as kind of a gluttonous, tiny little animal because they eat so much. And there are stories of them taking down grizzly bears. Now, these are not big animals, but
they take down grizzly bears? Wolverines? They take down grizzly bears? These little guys? What the fuck?
they're known as kind of a gluttonous, tiny little animal because they eat so much. And there are stories of them taking down grizzly bears. Now, these are not big animals, but you can come across them. And if you do, you want to book it as quickly as you can. They can also climb trees. They're known for jumping out of trees and landing on people. And that's pretty horrifying. There are only about 400 in the state of Idaho, but the chances of running into one are not zero. So you need to know wild animals are a big factor when living out here in Idaho. Moose are also extremely important to be aware.
Oh my gosh, I'm glad I never went walking around out in the frickin' wilderness. I would have never known. I mean, I saw the elk because I was like, what are these deers with fur around their neck? Damn, I didn't know they had wolverines there.
Aware of. A lot of people, they're afraid of cougars and bears. A lot of times they run away from you. You'll probably never even see a cougar because they are very sly. They're very, very smooth moving out in the woods. They're crafty. You're probably not going to see one. But a moose, you come across a moose, they seem innocent. They seem like they're just meandering around. They'll just stare at you. But the moment they don't like you, they can crush you. It can be a very bad deal. They are also known for killing grizzly bears. So, important factor when looking at moving to Idaho. Now, another factor that gets a lot of people to want to move out to Idaho is we do have pretty limited laws. You don't have a lot of the crazy laws that you see in Portland, over in Seattle, and especially in California. So that can be really attractive, but just know there are laws here. Not having laws does not mean that you're more free. It just means that you're not as restricted. So a lot of people, they go, hey, I want to buy a place up in the mountains and I want to build whatever I want and I want it to be income producing. Well, there are rules around that. We don't want to have a bunch of trailer parks up in our mountains. There's things that you need to know about building here in Idaho. Don't think that you can just move here and do whatever you want. That would probably ruin this place. And so make sure that you reach out to a knowledgeable realtor. You can reach out to my team and know that you gotta do your research before you just move out here and try to build whatever you want. We do have CC&Rs out here, which are covenants, conditions, and restrictions. So they're not everywhere. You can build in.
CCRs are legally binding private contracts, and those provisions may vary widely from one association to the next. Generally, CC&Rs are meant to preserve the integrity of the neighborhood, keep property values high, and allow for the enjoyment of the community.
In places that you don't have those, but just know that means that your neighbor doesn't have to have those. And as you can see from this clip, there are people that take full advantage of that. So you could build a really, really beautiful place that's really well manicured, and right next door you have dozens and dozens of broken down vehicles, and he's selling parts out of those, and there's nothing you can do about that. So just know it goes both ways. Limited laws, meaning limited laws for you and limited laws for maybe your crazy neighbors. Now, a lot of people that live in places that don't have all 4 seasons, they kind of romanticize and go, oh, I can't wait to move to Idaho. I can't wait to have all that different type of weather. Well, careful what you ask for. Yes, we have all 4 seasons. Summer is amazing. Right now we're in summer. It's gorgeous. But during the fall, you do get a lot of overcast, a lot of rain. During the winter, you can get some really serious storms. And if you're living out early and those storms come in, that can create a problem. Even if you're in town, it can create a problem. We've had the power knocked out for a couple of days from a serious windstorm, or we had an ice storm in 19.
Shit, you guys remember that fog when I went on my trip? That fog was nuts, man. It was nuts. You get in them higher elevations, good luck.
97, where literally it just is a totally normal day, and all of a sudden it rains and freezes instantly, covering the roads, covering your windshield. It can be really scary. We get some amazingly powerful storms out here. And if you're not a self-sufficient person, if you're not prepared for things like that, you can't adapt to quickly changing situations that can create a lot of anxiety in people. So for me personally, I love them. I love storms. I love the challenges of storms, but it's not for everybody. So just know, looking at Idaho, pretty much anywhere you're looking in Idaho, you're gonna deal with all 4 seasons. Some of it varies. Places like Lewiston, it's a lot more milder. Down in Treasure Valley, a lot more milder in the wintertime. But around those areas, you can get some serious, serious weather. Now, another thing to consider when looking at Idaho are the people. You know, you're moving, you're changing places, you're gonna be changing the type of people you're around. And the people in Idaho, they are great. They're live and let live. They're very considerate. They're very kind. They're very caring, but you have to earn it. You don't just get that automatically. They're going to be a little bit gun shy. They're going to wait to see. We've had a lot of new people move here.
Maybe it really did work dressing up with the university gear, because I never got that feeling whatsoever. Huh. I'm glad I did it.
Not all of them are good. And so they'll be courteous, they'll be kind, but they also might try to push you a little bit. See if you have a backbone, see if you're an overly sensitive person. Idahoans don't really love that. They know that a lot of the people down in those cities have made it difficult to live there because they're so sensitive and their beliefs are so strong, and they want to project those beliefs onto other people. That's not really how we do it here in Idaho. We understand that everybody has their own beliefs. Everybody has their way of living life. And as long as you're not hurting or bothering other people, you should be allowed to live that way. The people that live here are also not afraid to speak their minds. They're not afraid to stand up for what they believe in. And even when things are questionable, even if it seems like, oh, you're putting the public at risk, or, oh, you're making it harder for people of this race, or whatever it is, they're always going to stand up for personal freedoms, for the Constitution, and for the laws that are on the books to be enforced, not made up things like mandates. So there have been times in our history where we have stood up, where we did come out with a show of force saying, no way, this is not constitutional. This is not legal. You can't enforce it. Some people hate that. Some people love it. The people in Idaho here, I think that's why they're here. They appreciate those things. So the people here are very, very good. I love the people in this state, but they're not for everyone. So something that if you've never been here, you probably want to come visit, shake some hands, meet some people, see if you're going to blend in well. Now, if you've been watching this channel, you already know this, but something to be said. Firearms are a big part of our culture here. People here love firearms. It's part of our way of life. But I will say, if you live in a place where firearms are really restricted and you've never had a lot of experience with firearms, and you want to come to Idaho to take advantage of the freedoms we have around firearms, I say go for it, absolutely, but do it smart. Get the training that you need. There's lots of classes that are taught all over the state. Any gun shop will have resources for classes. Learn how to handle a firearm. Firearms are amazing. They give a person power to defend themselves, but they also give that person the power to take a life. When firearms are used properly, they save lives. When firearms are used improperly, they take lives. And there's no way to put that bullet back in the chamber. So I will say, yes, I think guns are awesome. I think everybody should own them, but I also think everybody should get some training, if they haven't yet, on how to use them. Firearms, again, are a big part of our culture, but also safety as well, because all it takes is a few idiots to ruin it for the rest of us. So make sure if you do want to come here, get your firearms, you take the necessary precautions. Another thing that draws a ton of people here is the fact that land is available. You can buy acreage here at a fairly affordable price compared to places like California, Seattle, Portland. But just know, acreage equals responsibility. A lot of people, they go, hey, I want my 20 acres. I want to be able to raise chickens and goats and, be able to take care of myself if something goes wrong. Totally awesome. I love it. But just know you can't just own land and not do anything with it. The Bureau of Land Management will require that you clear out dead trees, that you clear out brush that could pose a fire hazard. We've had a few fires here close this year. That's pretty rare. We normally don't. But this year they have been close. So
yeah, that's true.
Awesome if you want to have that land, but you don't have to have land to have access to resources like hunting and hiking. 60% of this area is public land. It's open to the public to hunt on, to explore on. So you don't necessarily have to buy it yourself. But if you do, just know it's going to come with some responsibilities. Now, I open talking about the politics of other states and people wanting to get to Idaho because our politics are a lot better. Well, I just want to say politicians come from the same roll of toilet paper and they share the same use.
What?
So even though, yes, we have, in my opinion, much better politics here compared to other states, they're still politicians. They still have to appease their donors, right? They still have to appease the majority. Not every law on the books here in Idaho is great. Not everybody agrees with them. So yes, even though I think we're doing a much better job, just know it's still politics and it's still subject to change. And you have to put in the effort. I don't know why. Somewhere along the way, we got this idea that, yeah, I'll let somebody else vote. I'll let somebody else learn the issues and I'll just hear a soundbite and decide what's going to be good. I think why Idaho has stayed the way it stayed is because people actually put in the effort. They go out and vote. They do the research and they do what they're supposed to as a citizen, an involved citizen, to know what it's going to be, how it's going to turn out. There's a lot of things out there like Citizens United. Are you kidding me? If you don't know what that is, go look it up.
I don't know what it is.
It's horrible for our country, but it sounds good, right? And they put these names on things so that it sounds like, oh yeah, I'll get behind that. Yeah, Citizens United. No, it's not good. So you got to do your research. The political system is an issue everywhere. So just know, moving to Idaho, it doesn't mean all your problems are solved and somebody else can do the work. If you move to Idaho, get involved, know the issues, vote the way you want to see things going. If you're voting the same way that you were before, maybe think about that for a second. How did it end up becoming the way it is? Anyways, guys, those are some of the things that you have not heard about Idaho or somebody's not told you. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section letting me know.
And here's the link to it. Like, you got to save yourself a playlist just for ECJ show. And then you just click on them links, save it to that playlist real quick, head back in the show, hop back in, and come back and hang out. That way you don't miss any of these links. So there, man, Yeah, he was selling Idaho, wasn't he? In North Idaho. He was selling North Idaho, right? Man, I'm telling you right now, I'm surprised. I'm glad I didn't know this shit before I went. I'm glad I didn't know it. Yeah, just like your toilet paper. Oh shit. I thought you guys would be entertained by it. We played one. I've been holding on to this guy for this video for quite a while. Couple weeks, few weeks. I'm glad I finally got to share it with you guys. Now, before we get into some of this footage and stuff, have you guys ever heard of this channel? We Know What You Did. Have you ever heard of that channel? Let me know in chat if you've heard of this channel before. And because we're talking about Lindel Lane, I came across this video. And it's discussing Lindel Lane, and I'm like, I never really watched a video from this channel, so I figured I'd ask you guys, see if you guys have heard of it before, and what you guys think about it. But before we get into that, let me know in chat if you guys have heard of that channel. We're going to go back to a fresh note, old note. And this is all the way back from January 7th, 2023. And this is the timeline of events explained by a former DC detective. So this is 2 days after the PCA, or Exhibit A, from Brett Payne was released. And we're going to play this real quick. Let me know. I'm going to look at your comments and see what you think, and then we'll see what's up. Check this out.
I get to the latest on another story that we have been following. This is out of Idaho, where the man accused of fatally stabbing 4 university students in mid-November does remain jailed on 4 counts of murder. An affidavit released Thursday provided some new details on the investigation, but it also left the public with several questions, including a possible motive. Ted Williams with Fox News, a Fox News contributor, joins us live from the jail in Moscow. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
So a lot of information revealed in that affidavit. Tell me exactly what stood out to you.
You know,
remember this from from before? Remember this? If you guys missed this, here's the link to it. You guys got to listen to what he says.
That affidavit was riveting, it was shocking, and it contained a great deal of information. And
I'm sorry, as much as the info's like, whoa, what? It's comical.
I do want to get to the latest on another story that we have been following. This is out of Idaho, where the man accused of fatally stabbing 4 university students in mid-November does remain jailed on 4 counts of murder. An affidavit released Thursday provided some new details on the investigation, but it also left the public with several questions, including a possible motive. Ted Williams with Fox News, a Fox News contributor, joins us live from the jail in Moscow. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
So a lot of information revealed in that affidavit. Tell me exactly what stood out to you.
You know, that affidavit was riveting, it was shocking, and it contained a great deal of information. And I can tell you that we received, since that affidavit, additional information. And here's what we know. That is on November the 13th, that Brian Kohlberger, a PhD student at the University of Washington, entered the home where the 4 students were sleeping through a back entrance. As he got in the home, he encountered 2 of the students, Ethan and Zanny, and he wound up killing those 2 students. He then went up the stairs, where Maddie and Kelly were sleeping together, and he wound up killing those two students. At
Ticket
that
number 13,
scene
Jess.
of where Maddie and Kelly was, he left a tan knife sheet as he was leaving. He came down the stairs and he came face to face with one of the students who survived this carnage. She says that she looked at him, he looked at her. She could see that he was dressed in dark clothing with a semi-mask over his face. She could see his eyebrows were burly. He said something to her, and then he left out that back door in which he came. That is what law enforcement was initially faced with. The student, and for some unknown reason, did not report this incident for about 8 hours. When law enforcement got there, they found this very, very gruesome, bloody crime scene. They started their investigation. What they found through video was that there was a white car, and they specifically described the white car as a Hyundai Elantra automobile. They, on November the 25th, they put an all-point bulletin out to law enforcement. On November the 29th, a Washington State University police officer notified law enforcement that a vehicle registered to a Brian Kohlberger was at a certain location. And it was at that time that they became laser focused on Brian Kohlberger as a potential suspect in the killing of these 4 University of Idaho students. They did a cell phone search, and they were able to show that Brian Kohlberger's cell phone pinged at least 12 times in the area where these students were killed. They were also able to show that Brian Kohlberger, they believe, came back to the scene after having killed these students. They continued to search and conduct their investigation, and part of their investigation was to let Brian Kohlberger drive that automobile from the state of Washington back to his home in Pennsylvania. At that stage, they were able to conduct and collect DNA, and they were able to show a nexus, a direct connection between Brian Kohlberger's DNA and the knife sheet that was found at the scene. At that time, they arrested Brian Kohlberger. They've confiscated the white vehicle. They're doing a scrub of that white vehicle. Brian Kohlberger,
you got to save it.
Stage, waived extradition back here to Moscow, Idaho. Brian Kohlberger went before a judge where he was charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and where he faced the death penalty.
Did you see that car? What are they looking at? What are they looking at? What are they looking at? Oh,
counts
shit.
of first-degree murder and where...
Look at that car. You can, that's what I mean. Like, you can literally, I mean, look at it. Look at the back window. Look at the tires. Look at the long headlights. The little effect in the bottom. You know, you can almost literally put, this is what I'm saying. You can literally put like 15 freaking cars over the damn thing. You know, I mean, you really... You just don't know. You know what I'm saying? It could be so many different. Well, you know, we're going to do some digging, though. We're going to do some
where
digging.
he faced the death penalty or life in prison if found guilty. Brian Koberger sits in a jail cell, right in the jail that's over my shoulder.
Right there.
These are some of the things that we found out about this case at this immediate time.
So one thing that you mentioned, of course,
He just found out about the courthouse beat behind his shoulder. I had to lighten the mood a little bit.
Life in prison if found guilty. Brian Koberger sits in a jail cell, right in the jail that's over my shoulder. These are some of the things that we found out about this case at this immediate time.
Yep. He just found out. He just found out. Oh, that is so fucking funny. Oh, I gotta finish it. There's just a couple of it's just I love it. I love it.
So one thing that you mentioned, of course, was the cell phone that did ping in that area about 12 times. What does that indicate? Does it sound like maybe he was stalking one or all of these victims, or just that he was in Moscow in general?
No, it sounds like he was laser focused on the house with these 4 victims. It could be considered tantamount to stalking, but when we look at the fact that the Moscow Police Department has put out that one or more of the victims in this house.
I know it. He's such a great storyteller, right, Katrina? Laser focused. He went face to face with one of the survivors. It's like, whoa, what? Where'd you get this at, man? Laser focused. 2 times. 2 times.
Was targeted.
And one of the details they just found out right now is that he's behind us in the jail over our quarter.
It is my belief that once Brian Koberger entered on that 2nd floor, and once he killed Zanny and Ethan, if they were the targets, he would have then left.
No.
But he didn't leave. He went up to the 3rd floor. So it's more likely than not that one of the girls on the 3rd floor, either Madison or Kelly, was in fact Brian Koberger's target.
Koberger.
So at this point, one of the big questions that just about everyone is asking is a motive, because we learned so much
the storytelling and the stretch and the reach is just amazing.
Information in that affidavit. But at this point, we don't really 100% know the motive, and that's a question that could linger for a while.
It could linger for a while, or we may very well never know the motive in this case. In light of the fact that when this case is presented to a jury, that is certainly something that a jury would want to know. Law enforcement, if they know the motive, they have not shared that with the public yet. But I have a feeling that law enforcement, if they believe that the case that there was a targeted individual in that home, that
they want the motive. I mean, without the motive,
clearly.
Yes, peanut butter wants peanuts.
Believe that they know the motive, and at the right and appropriate time will release
peanut butter
that
wants
information.
Peanuts. Come on.
Yeah, so many questions about this one. We also learned.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's good stuff. I needed a laugh too, y'all. Oh, man. All right. What Lindel Lane do you want to go to? Laser focused. Shit, we need a laser focused t-shirt. That's what we need. We need a laser focused t-shirt. Maybe we can figure out a way I can like put my face on the t-shirt, and then I'll have red lasers coming out of my eyes going down to the red Evil CJ Show logo at the bottom of the t-shirt, right? Laser focus. Oh, it's fucking gorgeous. It's beautiful. I love it. All right. I want to know. So let me. I know what reaches, right? It's 2 days after the PCA. And that's what we were saying. Like, it's 2 days after the PCA, and this is like, whoa, where'd you hear this, yo? Face to face. What book you reading, man? what page was that on? Right? What page was that on? Burger. Yeah, that's cool. Laser focus onto the Evil CJ Show logo at the bottom. Or maybe I'll just do me black and white, and then it'll have like red laser with red logo on it. I want one now. I want to wear it. I gotta wear my freeze. I gotta wear my freeze again. And then I'll be having my, I think tomorrow I'm going to debut the Captain Fry clip-on tie. Or the clip-on Fry t-shirt is what I'm calling it. False reporting. The laser. Oh, you can have glitter on it. It's just a little bit... because my mods are going to be getting their hoodies here shortly. I'm gonna be shipping them out tomorrow, and so the mods are gonna be getting their hoodies here pretty soon. And just wait until you see the glitter vinyl that you can have on it. I think when you guys see the glitter vinyl wings that my CJ's Angels mods hoodies are getting, I think you're going to be interested in that glitter if you're a lady out there. Trust me. You see those glitter wings? Woo-hoo-hoo. Only the best. All right, so somebody said, look at timestamp 357. Now, we might have to go... Let me see here. 357, 3 to 4. All right, so we'll go 3 to 4. Let me here, hold on. Let me mute my music here. All right, there we go. All right, so we'll go 3 to 4. Oh, shoot. Is it wrong? Uh-oh. Because I was going through. Speaking of, I got my grub truck stuff too in those Zooms. Shit. I wonder if I just misnamed them. Hold on a minute. Yeah, check this out. This is going to be coming soon. Let me share this with you guys. This is going to be coming soon. Probably starting Saturday, I'm going to be dropping these, and we're going to be checking out some of this stuff too. Hold on. Yeah, so, and we can actually look at this. We can actually look at this too when it comes to that Mustang, but
hey, what's up?
This is
the Carbonara effect. Welcome to the Carbonara effect tonight.
So this is going to be full screen of each zone. So there's going to be, so what I'm going to be doing here this weekend is I'm going to be, I mean, I've had my grub truck forever. It's in the same folder as the Lindel Lane is from this summer. And I don't even think I uploaded my grub truck either. I might have to look. But I'm going to be uploading my grub truck and then also the different zones. So they're going to be full screen, top left, full screen, bottom left, full screen, bottom right, full screen, top right. And then we can kind of go through it like that as well. So I wanted to kind of show you guys this. Let me see. Let me go up to here.
Can I get a pizza one? Yes, that is pizza and a pesto. Yeah, that's the that is.
So that'll be fun. What game? Oh, Kentucky. Let's see. 357.
How are you doing? Good, how are you? I'm doing extremely well. What sounds good?
After these
Carbonara.
tacos, what do I have?
One Mac of the week is $10.
Let's see.
Awesome. Thank you.
Staying pretty warm?
Yes.
Oh yeah, looks like you actually dressed for it. Very few people do. We're 73. Absolutely. Woo. Wife beaters.
357.
Grown up, I always heard them called muscle shirts. That's just what I always.
All right, so we'll get into that. That's going to be fun when we get into that one. So, okay, so this is going to be, let me see. So 35709 and let's see here. 35709. Actually, I'll go down here. Ooh, you know what? Yeah, me too. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take some Zoom videos as well on just certain parts of Lindel Lane as well. I'm going to have all that ready by the weekend. I'll probably have it ready, most of it probably tomorrow night, honestly. I'll show you the picture in a second. All right, I'm going to show you guys something here. All right, so we're going to drive through Lindel Lane. Yeah, I can do that. Let me get it ready. Let's see. All right, there we go. We'll even go a couple minutes before. So, when it comes to somebody that is going to commit this crime, and I'm just always going to think that if they were in a vehicle that they parked in the back parking lot, I'm just always going to think that. Let me get a little bore right there. I'm just always going to think that. I'm always going to think that they parked in the back. Now, this is why I would think that somebody that's coming there to commit the crime would go this way. Okay? Because you're going to... Let me just get rid of me for a second here. Or where can I put me? Maybe down here. Which is make me a little guy like that. There we go. I'll be a little guy like that. All right. So you're not going to want to cause attention to anybody that's living on the property, right? So you're not going to want to drive up this road in between because they might hear you, you're right next to the house. Then you're literally driving right next to the side of, well, you were driving right next to the side of the house, and then the deck is right there. So literally, when you're on the side of the deck in the back, you're only just a few feet. You're like a car length away from the deck. So the person, I'm pretty sure they would have driven through here because you get the cover going around. And then instead of coming up and then turning around where they would notice some kind of activity, you could have literally went this way. And as you see me pull into the back lot, if nobody was there, well, you could shut your headlights off early if you wanted. Do I think that the person parked at Lindel Lane and ran down the middle in between the two buildings? I'm going to tell you no, because I walked in between them, and you know what? It's a bunch of there's a bunch of windows, and it's such a small area. It echoes. I didn't know there was 3 different levels. But you're going down. I mean, it's a long path from one side. Yeah, when you come down them stairs, you know, and where you see me take that picture for the thumbnail where I'm on the side of the house. You see me take the picture from the side of the house where I get a little bit of the deck. When you're coming out of that area, it's a long, I mean, it's a decent size freaking walkway, small walkway with a bunch of eyes that could be looking at you. So I don't think that somebody is going to run through the middle of that. I don't think they're going to go park at Lindel Lane, go through the middle of those buildings, or even on either side, and then go to commit the crime and then walk that far back to their vehicle. I don't see it. That's why I'm just there. I just feel like they parked in that back lot there. Did it feel eerie? Yeah. I always had my head on a swivel, man, because I had those threats. I had my head on a swivel the whole time. But it really it didn't get creepy or eerie feeling until I got on. Every time I hit Taylor Avenue, that's when I could feel it in my chest, just like, whoa. Whenever I got on Taylor. And then it just kept building as I got closer to this road, and then where it got to the maximum was in this back parking lot. And yeah, you can kinda see this is the same time period from when everything took place a year later. You can kinda see, because if you guys were here and you've been with us and you saw the foggy footage that I showed you guys in the daytime and the nighttime, it doesn't get too crazy foggy unless there's a lot of fog, but I can guarantee you right now, when this little bit right here, when I started driving, I would say when I got about 5 to 10 minutes out of town heading north, that's when the fog was just like, boom. So you can kinda see the fog a little bit in the lights. See, but I'm not saying it wasn't it could have been a lot foggier, I don't know, the night of the crime, it might have been. And so, if if this is the car, yeah, you can do loops around here because that's what I did to go in here. You see how you come in, the cars are in one direction, right? So when you're pulling up, you see all the cars facing forward on my left. Okay, well, that means this is the entrance, right? Look at that car. Whoops, I went back too far. No, I didn't. Look at this. Did you see this car too? Oh my gosh, this is why I gotta convert these to YouTube videos because it's so hard to like fine tune you freaking pause and rewind. Look at this on the left. I never even noticed this. Look at this vehicle on the left. Right there. That's a Ford. What is that? A Ford Fusion? Focus? Never saw that one either. That window's kinda going like that too. Right, Sea Dog? Oh, yeah? Excuse me. What's up, Tiffany? We're going through some Lindel Lane stuff. Alright, so this car basically, it didn't go park, it just kinda kept going up and around. So we're gonna take the trip going around, a lot of it yeah, I know, man. Like, so many, you know? Right, Rob? So many different ones. Sea Dog. He's been looking up some shit. Thanks for all the shout outs, Sea Dog, on Twitter there with the footage. Appreciate it. Alright, so this is where they're gonna be turning up. So they basically turned, they came in, and they just turned right and kept going up, and it's perfectly, you know, 'cause now, would they go this way to then park here? Probably not, because look at how they're unless you're pulling forward and then backing in, but what car is backed in here? None of them. So that tells me if you're living in the front of this Queen Road Apartments, you're taking the little road that goes between the apartments and the house, and that's how you're parking here. And the people that are parking back there are the ones that live basically in the middle and the other building. So you have your parking on the other side when you first come in for pretty much those apartments that are going along the road. You have the parking over here for these apartments pretty much going alongside this part. And then the parking lot in the middle and maybe remainder of those parking lots for the remainder of the apartments going down the middle. Now, what's crazy to me is it's no wonder that they're worried about parking because damn, that's a lot of apartment units and those parking lots ain't very big. Right? So yeah, and there's your two favorite vehicles, the Green Bean and the Chrysler. The Green Bean and the Chrysler. The Lane Cameron is the same shape of the window. I wonder if they have a record of the call case supposedly made. Those windows have no curtains. All right, so let's get back to this. We're going to play. I just bumped it back a little bit. We're going back to 344. I'll mute the music. I'll hit play. I'll mute the music and we'll kind of take a listen. Good night, Kib Kitty. And I'll have a top left zoom of this coming out soon too. I just don't. I'm still working on the grub truck still. I'm almost done with that, and then I'm going to be doing the Lindel Lane stuff. Because we're going to be going back into grub truck too. But I'll be dropping them in the meantime over the next few days, so you guys can have them on YouTube too. When I'm not doing 2 shows, then I replace it with work going through old stuff, old files. Always stay busy. All right, this is 346.50. I'll have a top left zoom coming up in tomorrow or Friday or Saturday. Like I said, over the next few days, even Sunday, I'll probably have some stuff drop, but I'll be having stuff drop over the next couple days. Old files and shit that I need to put up. It's just also scattered when I transferred to another computer back in, I think it was September, October. Everything was so scattered and unorganized. I just threw it in a folder. And I only had a limited amount of space to like transfer shit for the device. So I ended up having to just throw whatever could fit and transfer it and throw it in a huge folder. And it takes a long time to go through the general folder full of shit from from almost a year of work. Logos and screens and all sorts of stuff. Photos, thumbnails. $348.40. Okay, thank you. I'm just looking up what community's asking as we're going through some of this stuff before we dig into it more than the next show. High rate of speed right there. Oh, for sure. When you can hear one of the TVs next door, you know? Thud could have been a car door, you know? I mean, when you're picking up a TV next door, you can there for a while, you can hear a TV show, you know? Good night, Tiffany. It's there's when you're looking at it from a bird's eye and you're driving in there, that parking lot right there, it's like a echo. You got all four sides of a building. You have different levels of parking, and those sound waves bounce off of all of them walls. It's like its own squared in area in a small way. Yeah, we're gonna go into it more. We'll go from the beginning and then go to the end again. But we're just doing a little bit of it tonight. Because we're gonna be going into the different cars. You guys have been sending me a lot of cars, a lot of different things about it. So we're gonna kind of go from the beginning of it and then kind of go through different things. And with me being able to be there now, I have a different perspective on the whole layout and the whole part of it. So there's the vehicle. So you got to wonder if that was supposedly the screams, well then why is this a loop? Sound like it drove over a 2x4 or something, didn't it, detective? I'm not interested in much as the sounds is the actual video of it. And like I said, we're going to have a version where it's the top left only like you saw in the grub truck video. So we're going to have a version where it's the top left only. So basically the only part that makes a difference. And we'll have that. Like I said, I'm still kind of organizing, going through old stuff from the summer. Just like the Google guys stuff. Just going through old stuff. Still working on the grub truck. I'm almost done with that, though. Almost done with the grub truck. I was going to try and be done tonight, but I couldn't get it done in time before the show. So I have to work on it some more. But grub truck will be done tomorrow. And then I should have Lindel Lane done tomorrow, too. I'll show you a picture, typically. I have a bunch of pictures to show you guys. After this is done here in a second, I was going to switch to the picture. Somebody sent a picture from Lindel Lane, wanted me to show it too. I'm not sure I can see anything distinct, but I don't either, Katrina. I never really did. What's up, Holly? I never really did either. Oh, I'm not going to be. I'm going to be going from the beginning again. If anybody, if you're new to the show, we did a deep dive on the Lindel Lane footage back in the summer. So just type in Evil CJ Lindel Lane and you'll see the videos pop up. We're going to be doing a new refresh, though, because that was before I went to Moscow and actually drove, in these areas. All right, so that's about done. So, yeah, this is me. It's going to be a little different now because I have a different perspective of it. And so when you're looking at any of these vehicles, see, it's mostly blocked right there. And you'll see, you can barely see. You can barely see. And that's where the footage is coming from. Like I said, I'm more interested in the video than I am the sound. And we'll be having the top left zooms just like we have the zooms I showed you for the grub truck that I'm working on right now. All right, so I'm going to switch. Let me see here. 1 second. Let's get them all up here. All right, so since we're on the Lindel Lane here, I'm going to share this first. Okay. So this was sent to me, and here, let me bring me back into camera because we don't need anything on that side. All right. So we're supposed to be looking at this. Let me get back to my chat here. All right. So I can't remember who sent this to me on Twitter. It was this guy. So this guy, Gator20081. I'm not sure what you are on YouTube because it's a different name. So I'm not sure who you are on YouTube. I'm just having a hard time even making anything out of that. That's probably as best as I can, or is that too much? Maybe back it out a little bit more. To the left. What, this car? It's too curvy. I mean, yeah, that's like that's a window that matches an Elantra. Is that what you mean? This one right here? No, this wasn't from you yet. I'm going to be switching to your picture in a minute. This is from whoever Gator on Twitter, whoever Gator20081 on Twitter is. I think it's Tony. Tony, is it you? Look to the left. No, the top of the car going uphill. Yeah, this one over here. Right? The first one I was on? When you play the video of the car looping. That is me, the car. Yeah, I know. I drove there, Ty. I know it, but I'm trying to see where this damn car is. I see something right here. I can't tell what. I probably have to take a picture off my own. Up more. Braden is smart. Thank you, Moni. Appreciate that. Thanks for the kind words. Yeah, I'm thinking a few before 3 to 4. A few before 3 to 4. 3:57:09. All right, hold on. I'll take a screenshot of myself here. All right, 3:57. All right, here we go. All right, so here's my image. Let's see here. Now I got to load it. Okay, let me see here. Let's see. Where did it go? Right here. Nope, that's yours. Where did I put mine? There it is. Okay, so let's switch. Oh, StreamYard. This drives me nuts. Okay, so here we go. That's a little better. Not as dark. There, how's that? Maybe I can zoom in a little more. There you go. Well, so when I do the top left zoom, we won't even have to rely on picture. I can go literally frame by frame on the video. So we're not having to take a screenshot. And we'll be able to play it in slow motion and all that other stuff. But I'll have that ready for tomorrow night. Maybe what I'll do is tonight and tomorrow I'll just focus on all the Lindel Lane shit, the zooms and all that. Because I gotta do 5 of them. So I'll do all that, and then I'll at least have that ready, and then I'll just wait to finish the grub truck. I'm just in the middle of the grub truck, and I hate starting another project when I'm in the middle of another one. But I think I'll do it this time. I'll just put that project off to the side, finish this, and then we can at least have the continuous. We can just keep slowing it down, playing it. And we'll have the sound with it too, which instead of just a still picture. Yeah, the Chrysler 300 lives in those apartments. Like I said, they were there. They were actually parked there every single time. I mean, here you can see it. They were parked there every single time, except for one time that I went there. They weren't parked there. And they pretty much parked in the same spot. So when the spot that you see it parked up on here is the same spot that it was always parked at. You'll see it on the footage any day or night. It was there. What's up, 118? 116 Megan. 118 typically. But yeah, it was parked there every time. Same spot. The cars, you know, like I was saying, the cars back here pretty much parked in the same spot every single time. There was one time that the green car was parked because I always parked where the blue car was at. If you type in 1112 King Road on Google, and then you have like that bird's eye view where it shows you straight down, right where that blue car was at. That's where I would always park. And there was one time that the green car parked where the blue car was at, and I had to park one spot over. Other than that, everybody was, even the white truck, they were all parked in pretty much the same spot every single time. And then there's a little bit closer to the 300. That's too bright. Hold on. See, I haven't even uploaded any of these to YouTube. I've been having to rely on, I need to do that. So that way I can fine tune these things, because the way that You're so limited to your controls when you're sharing it. I need to do that too. See, I have so much damn. I just need to upload my damn footage. So I'm going to pause it right there. So if you want to take a screenshot, go ahead. I might as well. Right? Shit, I should take a screenshot with the real video, not a screenshot off StreamYard. Fucking play it. Yeah. I'll just take the screenshot off the real video, and I'll have those for tomorrow too. Now I'm going to pull up a little more because then it gets really bright, and you should see an antenna, right? Once it gets really bright. I don't see one, yo. I don't see one. I don't see one. I'll leave it sit there for a minute and take your screenshots and shit. Yeah, we read that when when the Batani affidavit came out way. Gosh, when was it? March or something, Shonda? I think it was. I think it was March. Yeah, we've been through the Batanti affidavit plenty of times. That's why they did the secret grand jury, Shonda. It's because the defense was going down south to go talk to BF, and they said, remember that? No. Secret grand jury. Secret grand jury. The vehicle going up the hill has the antenna. I mean, if you okay. Did I ever, every single time that I went to this property, except for a couple that I needed to go to Lindel Lane, like I did on this one. Other than that, I'm driving up between the property and Queen Road Apartments. Well, guess what, everybody? You know what? I promise you, I'll have all the shit ready for tomorrow night's show. Okay. I will have the top left. I will get all of my shit done for Lindel Lane. All of the top left versions for each. I'll get all that done, and I'll just focus on getting that done tomorrow. Okay, promise. Because I'm not going to be able to do a show tomorrow. Because, you know, not going to be able to do a show. So I've already planned on being up already, you know, because I usually get up around 7:30 in the morning. I'm usually up till like 2, 3, or 4 doing work. And then I'm up at like 7:30 around that time period. And so I'm already going to be up in the morning, and I'm already going to be tomorrow I have to send out the hoodies and the rest of the coffee cups. And then after that, I'll be coming back home to finish up the grub truck and all that. But I'll just get Lindel Lane shit done for tomorrow night, so we have it for sure. Then whatever time I have left, I'll finish up my grub truck project. And yeah, we'll have those for tomorrow night. So, you know, when it comes to, hey, let's play this part, we will. We will. Let me get that other stuff. Let me get that project started and finished, and then we'll go through them tomorrow night instead of, you know, watching the zoomed back. Let's just watch the zoomed in tomorrow night. You know, the zoomed in. Doesn't matter if a Chrysler has an antenna. This isn't about a Chrysler. It's about an Elantra not having an antenna. There we go. Oh, Star. No, I'm used to it. Anybody that knows me knows that 3-4 hours, shit, I'm ready to go. I naturally have a high, I don't know what you call it, a drive that I just always, I'm always trying to work on making something better, something. Yeah, the good Sea Dog. Yeah, hit me up, man. And we'll have to get together. Speaking of Saturday night, I'll be putting out a notification tomorrow. Saturday night, Commercial Zone we're gonna be having our special show Saturday evening. Commercial Zone is coming on panel, and she put like 2 months of work, maybe more, into just going through this PCA word for word and just analyzing it. And I was watching it be created, you know, as she was doing it. She was putting it out on Twitter, and I was, you know, you could see the house being built, and it was amazing. And I can't wait to have her on the show analyzing the PCA. So it's going to be, she's been on the show a few times with phone calls. She's had 3 phone calls here into the show, and they've been a great conversation, every single one of them, especially the last one. If you missed it, go to the video section and you'll see the video that Commercial Zone was when she called in. But she'll be on the panel for the first time as we go through this, and it's very exciting, and I'm excited to have her come up. So if you're not able to make it Saturday night, definitely come watch the replay. It's going to be a very interesting show, and we're going to have some special guests. Forensic Frenzy is going to be on the show, Kib Kitty, and we're going to be all going through that, and we're going to be sitting there experiencing the analyzation from Commercial Zone. I'm excited. If you follow her on Twitter, you already know about Commercial Zone on Twitter if you follow her. Let me see here. 1 second. And let me share her Twitter if you are on Twitter. And I'm going to do a little, we're going to do a little, we got an interesting intro coming up for that show too, all thanks to Commercial Zone. It's going to be quite a show. Can't wait. Can't wait. So definitely there's a Commercial Zone on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, go give her a... She is detective. I'm excited. I'm always excited every time she calls in, and I'm excited. I've been waiting to have her on the panel for months, and I'm so excited. She's like, yes. Oh, it's going to be so awesome. Yeah, we did, Star. We talked about it in the intro of the show. Yeah, we heard about that. Thanks to the amazing community and the mods, like, yo, we are breaking news before all these huge platforms out there, and it's beautiful, and I couldn't do it without you guys, for real. Thank you. Like, even today, you know, unfortunately, that was my first if you go to the video section and you see the video I put out today, that was my first actual pre-recorded highlight video that I made. Usually they're from they're from a live, and it was an interesting. I'm definitely a rookie when it comes to making these pre-recorded, because I just never really, it's always been live, so it's a new kind of thing for me. So I'll get better. Unfortunately, the breaking news came out an hour after I was thinking it was going to come out, just because yeah, I'm just not used to the pre-recorded pre-recorded stuff. So there was a lot of bloopers in there. 27 minutes or 25 minutes of bloopers with 2 minutes of content. It was crazy. They mentioned 500 Queen Road. Yes, they do mention 1112 in the PCA when it comes to the thud and the dog barking. So they mention 1112. That's what they mention. If they have footage from 1122, then it should. Well, yeah, you would. I don't think they have footage from 1122. I think the footage is from 1126. I think the footage is from 1126, and the other is from 1112. And I know that none of those other apartment buildings along in front of the parking lot of 1122 King Road don't have cameras either, because I know. And I can guarantee that. Maybe they do now. They didn't when I went. They didn't in the summertime, and they didn't the year before that. So maybe now they do, but they don't. They didn't before. Thank you so much, Kelly. Contribution call out. The gifted membership. Hold on. Who is the lucky member? CDog88. Damn, look at that. Y'all, make your own playlist. And I'm telling you, start from the beginning. And then, like I said, the first month and a half. Listen, I started this show from the scratch, brand new. Just started doing it. So, yeah, the first month and a half, the descriptions are horrible. I do apologize. But when you start seeing, yeah, check it out. There's some good shows in there. Especially save a playlist, because there's a bunch of them you might want to watch. And then if we ever are not having a show like tomorrow morning, check out one of the older videos and pretend it's like a live in the morning instead, and drop some comments in it. Especially go back to last February, March, April, and June. February, March, and April, and maybe a little bit of June. There's some really good ones around that time period too. Summertime. But yeah, definitely the beginning of last year, because we were going through a lot of different things back then. Not like we don't now, but all right, let me see if there's anything breaking. I wish I could be with you guys tomorrow morning. It sucks. You know what? Do I start at a good time for you guys? Or maybe I'll, you know what? Since I can't do a show tomorrow, maybe I can. It just all depends on when they're done, because sometimes they stay till 5:30, but maybe I could start a show at 5:30. Get on earlier tomorrow and maybe do an extra hour, since we're going to be going through so much. I'm sure we're going to have more KC3 updates, and I do need to cover that, and when it comes to these shows, I'm the hour and a half of the breaking news. We do need to stay up on it, because like I said from the beginning, I feel like it's going to be almost as big as Idaho4 when it comes to the attention that it needs because of how shoddy the shit is. And so I want to make sure that I'm staying up to date for not only you, but for everybody else that's not able to make the lives that kind of rely on us to cover some of these other things. And plus, I want to start introducing some other cases that I have a lot of work on already too, like Epstein and things like that. So I'm just trying to figure out like what would be good or when would those be good, you know? Just a lot of things to think about. I am not seeing anything breaking news. Let me see here. There's something with Delphi. See, we there's a lot of stuff on Delphi I haven't even covered. There's so many different cases. Dylan Rounds. I want to do a Dylan Rounds. We started Scott Peterson. You know, different things like that. So do me a favor. Like if there's other cases, drop it in the comment of this video section after the live's over. Or if you're on replay, drop a comment and let me know other cases you'd like us to cover. And then if I see there's like a certain amount of a certain case, well, then we'll just go ahead and throw it into the rotation and talk about it as well. Yeah, I'm not seeing any breaking news. And let me check Twitter real quick. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Let's see. Kansas City fan. Yeah, checks into rehab. We already covered that. New details. Okay, this is from 18 minutes ago. Here we go. Breaking news, Kansas City 3. 1 second. I got to switch it. All right, here we go. Where in the hell? What the hell? Where did it go? Here we go.
Story has kind of been, we have new information that may indicate we have less of a mystery in this case of the 3 dead men in
Hey, we already watched this.
Kansas City. Jordan Willis.
We already watched this. Oh. Wait, this is old, isn't it? Hold on a minute, because he started a Dan Abrams live. Okay, I mean, is this how he starts his videos off? Because it sounds just like another.
We have new information that may indicate we have less of a mystery in this case of the 3 dead men in Kansas City. Jordan Willis, the man who lived in that home, whose story has kind of been, let's say, inconsistent. He has now checked himself into rehab.
Thank you.
So that fuels an assumption, even without the toxicology,
Not
that drugs
shaved.
played some role in what happened here. There's another survivor who was also there that night who has a past.
Well, I do. Trust me, I do. That's when I'm on in the mornings and I can do the morning. That's when I'm on. I gotta wait, you know. I gotta wait. I don't understand it. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just gonna
Past that is also instructive of drugs being part of this behavior. And that doesn't make the loss any less painful. It doesn't make the loss any less tragic that these young men with families are here no more, no matter what their choices were. Also today, after weeks of silence, the police finally met with the families of the deceased. What did they tell them? Let's bring in Fox 4 KC reporter Malik Johnson. He's been covering the case in Kansas City. Also joined by former FBI agent, News Nation Law and Justice contributor, Jennifer Coffindaffer. Malik, thank you for coming back. What do you know?
Of course, of course. So we know that these families met with the prosecuting attorney who will be in charge of bringing charges if this case rises to that point today. We know all three families were represented in this meeting. Clayton McGeeney's family, Ricky Johnson's family, and David Harrington's family. We spoke with the attorney representing the Johnson's family.
Okay, so this is referring to the meeting that we were discussing in the beginning of the show. This is the prosecutor and the office of the prosecutor.
After they left this meeting, and they left satisfied, they said finally they feel heard, that after weeks of not being able to get in contact with police, not being able to get in contact with the prosecuting attorney, they finally felt heard. And most importantly, they said that they feel as though that this is being taken seriously. I know that they had been on your show and the family.
Just like that letter that they sent, remember? We've had a long-standing relationship with the KCPD, and the KCPD should be responding even during an open investigation if they want to keep that right.
Families had explained to us how over the last few weeks they felt as though this wasn't being taken seriously, as though this was just being looked at and looked over in a sense. But now they say after today's meeting that they understand why police and prosecutors have moved the way that they have. And quite frankly, they were hopeful. They were optimistic walking out of that courthouse in Platte County today, Chris.
Malik, you've been filling in the facts and details of what we know and what we don't know. The time of death is going to be instructive. Jennifer and I will talk about this. But what have you learned?
Yeah, so this is some new reporting that we actually just got to today, working with our sources to get it all confirmed. But as you say, it is so important because it goes to that timeline. When did this happen? How did this happen? And now we're learning that these three men, at least one of them, presumably all three of them, were up as early as about 2 a.m. Monday morning. So we know that this fifth person left just after midnight, and now we know that these three men were still up at about 2 a.m. Monday morning. So what happened between that 2 a.m. period and that 10 p.m. on Tuesday night period is going to be instructive in figuring out exactly what happened. But we do know now, and I think it's a huge thing, Chris, because the timeline is the most important thing, considering these three men were in the backyard for as long as they were. So how long were they actually there? And every day, we're making inroads on creating a more defined timeline as to when this happened and when they were last heard from before, of course, they went silent.
Jennifer, the idea of the witness, the man who lives in the house, first of all, being allowed to stay in the house. We don't know what they did in terms of looking at his lab equipment. Supposedly he's a chemist, a scientist who works in his house. You know, they didn't make it a crime scene. What does it mean that he is now checked into rehab?
Well, I find that interesting. I mean, certainly, as you point out, now it gives us another indicator that, of course, drugs probably led to these tragic deaths. But I find the timing a little bit interesting in terms of, is this some sort of excuse possibly that will be used to say, listen, I was out of it, even if I was home, even if I was on social media using my phones, even if I did exit it, I didn't see them because I've got a problem.
That's one smart thing that she's said right there. As much as we all talk damn straight, maybe it wasn't. No, lawyer said, get your ass in rehab. Because, 2 days, get your ass in rehab. You know what I'm saying?
And I was messed up that night.
Yeah. That's a good one. That was a good one. She did say something smart. All right, everybody. Typically, if you're not, I'm gonna let me see. I wanted to share this. Sorry it took us so long here. And if anybody sees her, tell her to come to the end of the show. And then here is the Mustang, because she was asking. So there's that. All right, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and hop off for the night. I got a bunch of work to do. I'm going to probably try and get a highlight video from the breaking news at the beginning of the video that we had when it came to the Kansas City 3. There's some crazy stuff tonight. Crazy stuff. And if you missed it, definitely go to the beginning of the show. And you know what? I'm going to play it before we hop off, because this freaking interview was nuts. Give me 1 second. We're going to watch this one more time before I hop off. This was nuts. If you missed it, take a listen. Let me pause the music. I'll go full screen for you. You won't believe what you're going to hear.
A lot of times I'm hearing that David Clayton and Ricky were like brothers. Jordan was kind of off on the side.
Mm-hmm.
True?
Jordan's a chemist, bro.
Jordan's what?
Jordan's a chemist. They all knew him as that. It was easy for them to go have fun, but he fucked up. He made a mistake. Jordan was the chemist. He's a scientist, right? He does what he needs to do. Now, to use my cousin, my best friend, as a guinea pig?
What about Alex Lee? What do you know about him?
I know.
Yeah. It's a good interview.
Any idea that...
Look at that look.
Drugs?
Look at that look. Shout out to him for stepping up.
Jordan was one.
Being real, telling the truth. Being
you
real.
Don't think any more attention should be paid on Alex Lee?
Alex Lee is a good man. He's a good man. Alex Lee is a solid. He was one of their best friends forever.
Yeah, guinea pig, right?
Jordan is somebody that is known from high school as like creating drugs for people to make them feel better in certain situations. Okay, well, you want to do this? Okay, I'm gonna make this for you. I'm gonna make this for you. I'm gonna make this for you, and handing them out.
Wow.
The police are doing their job. If it takes time, it takes time. I will never tell them they're not doing what they should be doing. They're doing the best they can. It takes time because you want it to be correct at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I hope is when at the end of the day it comes out correct.
Man, what a crazy interview. It used to be each day. Now it's becoming each half a day, because there's something breaking in the daytime. There's something breaking in the evening. There's always something breaking in this case. It's crazy. Now, what do you think? You know? What'd you think about earlier about the Rehab breaking news? Now, what do you think about this coming? You know, like this interview. It's crazy. And the looks that he was giving whoever he's with, especially when the reporter asked him about Alex. But the stuff he was saying about Jordan, and it sounds like he knows. It sounds like he knows. I don't know. What do you guys think? Well, please hit the like if you haven't yet. It's the free way to help out. If you haven't hit the subscribe and I've earned it, please hit the subscribe. You'll see it glow at the bottom. And hope you all have a peaceful and positive evening. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate your company, your conversation. It's always a good time. I'm going to miss you guys tomorrow. By the way, if you're not in the Discord, this will get you, you'll have updates. You'll have what's going on in if I'm going to be early, if I'm going to be late, if there's anything going on, you want to document drop, show updates, or just talk outside of the show with the community, you can go ahead and click on that and come on and join our conversation as we're outside of the show. Also, thank you. Appreciate you. Peaceful and positive evening. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. We're going to have even better show. Thank you all. Appreciate all the hard work that you do for the community. It means a lot. It means everything to me. I'll see you tomorrow. Please be safe. Stay warm.